Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Let me do some rearranging. Okay. Because does that look weird to have a stone on the other side? Oh, what an entertaining game, like we all said it would be. And that's why we love Derby Day. That's why we love Derby Day. Going into it, there were those who were sensible. There were people who were outrageous, and there were those who were fairly moderate in their opinions of this game. This game has so many angles. But before we dive in, let's see how everybody's feeling. So a couple of hours away, everybody's been able to digest things. TJ, how are you feeling, my brother?
I feel like I need Stefan on this show. Otherwise, the chat will revolt. No, but I watched that match on 3 hours of sleep in like a day. I've been working. I've been traveling for my job and all this different stuff. So I took a nap. I've had a chance to process it, and overall it was a very even game. And Spurs showed out like you guys thought they would, and like I thought they would. So you got to give Spurs their flowers, when deserved, and we gotta sewer some people on the red side. So I'm looking forward to the show. I am mostly fair and balanced. I will not say I'm completely unbiased, but there is some serious discussion that needs to go on the Arsenal side of football. But glad to see Stelios got out of the Emirates. Believe it or not, I rate the guy, and I wish he would have kind of gotten like caught a punch on the way out, but nobody's that lucky. But big up Mari, big up Stelios, big up my guy Connor every single time. Let's get into it.
TJ, Connor, how are you doing, my brother?
Not too happy. Let's just say that. But hey, at the end of the day, I think the result says it all. Really, I think it was two fairly even sides. One team played good for practically one half or certain parts of the game. Another team played good for another part of the game. So I think it's fair to say that both teams deserved a win. So I think a draw, a point each is fair. I think it's safe to say that a lot of Arsenal fans will be disappointed because I don't think we turned up today as much as we thought we would. I was surprised to see Trossard was out. That was news to me. I thought he'd be starting today, but he was out a bit last minute. I think we did miss him today, but it's not to go unnoticed that Tottenham were just fantastic today. They weren't letting us play our football the way we normally do. You guys stopped us, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans woke up and really saw what Tottenham are about at the moment. So it's a big reality check, I think, for a lot of Arsenal fans. I knew I was confident going into this game, but I thought there's something about it this year. It doesn't seem right. But listen, Ange came with a plan, Postecoglou, and I think he got what he really wanted, which was a point, because you guys haven't got that since Poch. So in a sense, he sort of succeeded because he got a result in a sense out of the Emirates. So yeah, fair plays to you, fair dues. You played good football, and you were damn good. So nothing but respect, and we move in it. We move.
Before I go to Stefan has already said he was going to be 10 to 15 minutes late. He will be here.
Yeah, let me get in my shots now too, because after that I'm just gonna sit back and make some popcorn.
We've been arguing in the WhatsApp chat
all day.
So it's gonna be entertaining, folks. Let me go to Stel. Stel, how are you feeling?
I'm gonna say two things very quickly because I just want to get into this because there's a lot I want to say. Big up to TJ, big up to Connor for showing up. Stefan, if you aren't here in 15 minutes, you're out of the WhatsApp group and you are going to get a ban from this channel. The most imbecilic levels of fraudulence. And quite frankly, you're a bullshitter if you don't turn up, right? I'm just going to say it there. But all I want to get off my kind of, not my chest, all I just want to remind people of is all week long, I've had ex-Arsenal fans digging us, players digging us out.
Oh, poor mercy.
Channels saying we're going to get a reality check, right? This is the reality check for Tottenham. Gooners that watch this channel, right? Saying 5-1 to Arsenal. Book it. Right? All I'm going to say is stats don't lie. I can't wait to get into this one today. And I'm going to be mild. When Stefan comes on, I'm going to warn him, destroy him, and he deserves everything that comes through tonight. Everything.
Oh man! Yeah.
I came here to be entertained, not host. By the way, I'm here to be entertained.
As soon as he comes on,
and right, because TJ is only here to be entertained, right? I just want to remind TJ, okay? TJ that don't put any comments up just for a second, Mari. There's a reason.
Okay. I just remove this.
Right? I just want to remind TJ that
he's gonna. I said something.
When you drew with Fulham, I went on your channel and I put a comment saying you lot are frauds. Arteta's a fraud. You can't be 10-man Fulham. This is a joke. And this was your response.
Rent-free TV, sure. I mean, I guess today it is. I guess today it is. But yeah, Rams, I can't say that. I can't post that because you put the R word in there. But yeah, we will do the double over Spurs. 110%. We got 8 inside again. Everybody.
We will do the double.
That stings.
110%.
That's brutal.
That stings.
That's brutal.
That stings.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
Oh.
Can't. It's still. Here's the thing: is you can't win them all, but you can draw a lot of them. You can draw a lot of them.
Count those numbers again.
So,
those percentages need to.
I know. I'll take it. I'm here to take it on the chin. It's fine. Is that the only receipt you got?
That's all I need.
Okay, good. All right, because I said other shit. So
no, I said I'm going to keep it mild.
No, hey, I appreciate that. You're a gent.
You better not be hiding my letter.
Can I also say to everyone watching, Connor, there, he lost a £50 bet with me over this game. But we've agreed he's going to donate it to charity. So big up to Connor for that. He's honoring his bet, and a good charity will benefit. So it's in a good cause as well.
In a sense, it was a good thing because it was about Kai Havertz. I thought Kai Havertz would start today because I know what Arteta's like. But I'm going to quickly say this. This guy is now 007. 0 goals, 0 assists, 7 games. He's turning into Mudryk. Now, I know this is more of a Spurs. Yeah, exactly. I know this is more of a Spurs channel, so I won't.
Agent Jorginho.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. And but I want to point out one thing.
Chelsea rejects.
Chelsea Reject FC. Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I wanted to put this out. Emil Smith Rowe needs to leave this club because this guy is being mistreated massively. I'm
I agree
surprised
with you.
because, yeah, I think I'll say one thing. I'll wait because we obviously started with Fabio Vieira today. I think Fabio Vieira, he made some good tackles. I'll say it to him, but he got bullied. And it is probably down to the fact he needs to bulk up massively. And having him and Havertz as options at the moment, as much as he did come off the bench and get 2 assists, Vieira, which I think he's probably more of a bench booster than he is a starting 11 player, we're screwed in this midfield until Thomas Partey returns, man. I think I'll come to that. And if Declan Rice is now out with a calf injury, so we've got Jorginho and El Neni coming back into the scene. So it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. We're going to have to.
Connor, do you know what? To give you guys a little bit of leeway here, I think any team that loses key players like Martinelli, Trossard, Declan Rice, I think any team is going to feel that except for Man City. So I do give you a bit of leeway on that. Having said that, we've had Bentancur out since January and we lost our best player, Harry Kane. So there is a bit of balance in this as well. But I'm accepting that I think you guys, losing those 3 it's not easy for any team. I think.
Can I say
if
something?
I'm being fair. I'm being,
I think a lot more of the team are taking responsibility now that Harry Kane is gone, and I think it's transformed the way Spurs are playing. I don't think it's just Big Ange. I think it's the rest of the team actually understanding. Oh man, I have to carry my weight. Harry Kane isn't going to bail me out. I really do think that it is more of a one for all and all for one mentality at Spurs, where before it didn't exist. What do you think of that?
You know what? I think
you're 100% wrong, Scott. Get out of here.
I think you're right. I think you're right, but at the same time, you see that shot in the first half where the young lad, I forgot his name, that started for us up front. He hit a shot and Raya made that spring save.
Incredible.
He made a really good save. Yeah. If you look at the shot, it went kind of down the middle of the goal, right? If that was Harry Kane, that's bottom corner. The goalie's not getting there. That's the difference with Kane.
Yeah.
That is a goal if it's Harry Kane. Someone else gave your goalie. He gave Raya half a chance, and Raya did make a great save. It was a top save.
He was fantastic. Do you know what? Bar the two goals, he was fantastic. Absolutely.
There was nothing he could have done about him.
No,
in my opinion, there's nothing he could have done about him. And we can get into player ratings or whatever, but I'm sorry. Like anybody who doesn't say that this team is playing better without Harry Kane, you didn't watch Spurs last season. Like, sorry, Scott, I completely 100% disagree with you. Spurs have come with a different mentality this season, and I think it's benefiting you guys. I'm sorry. Like I watch Spurs because I have to come onto these channels and eat crap for drawing at home, but I go on like 3 different rivalry shows. But let's be honest, like the different, like you guys are saying, oh well, I have my Spurs back. Well, your Spurs, you lost your Spurs while Harry Kane was leading the line. So let's discover that, eh? Just saying. I don't mean to be totally.
I think it's the manager as well, because when we had Pochettino, we were playing.
I agree that.
Harry Kane, Son, Lamela, Ericsson, Dele, they were all scoring. So I think we're better if we have Kane at the club now. But I do agree with you that there are players that have raised their game knowing that Kane's not there. Would they have raised their game if they know Kane's there? I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't think they would have. But that's just my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna give my thoughts on the game. We'll go clockwise.
Sure.
Once again, people ask Stefan is coming. Trust me, Stefan is coming. I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to say.
6 minutes. He's got 6 minutes.
He's coming. He is coming, folks. He is coming. So, coming into this game, the 3 things I wanted to see was a positive showing, right? And I predicted a draw, 3-3, because I thought the game would be open. I wanted to see something positive. And so Stefan's coming here, and he's going to come with, oh, you guys are just arrived. He just said just arrived. Okay. I will give it a thumbs up.
Well, this is so much for our take on the game.
We'll get
I already know it'll be a repeat of enjoy the draw.
Go get
Enjoy
my
the draw.
Spurs.
No, let's
Enjoy
let's
the
do our,
draw.
let's do our take first. Then just mute
Quickly,
Stefan.
yeah.
Don't let him speak
So
for
let me
10
quickly
minutes.
say this. I got to counter his point. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say for later. I am so happy about this victory because it's progress. Even if we had lost,
See
I want
the
to.
draw, and he said he was a victory.
I want to see progress. Even if we didn't win this game, I want to see fight. TJ did the stream with me, and he saw me celebrate because I just want to see this team fight. Because last year this team was dead, and so this year I'm seeing a difference. TJ has even mentioned it. Even AFTV people, outsiders, are saying, you know what? This team, they're going to be a team that's going to be a pain in the ass for every other team that's on schedule. And that's what all we asked the team to be, a pain in the ass. And that's what we've been this season. We've been a pain in the ass to the opposition. We have played with a togetherness, trailed not once but twice at the Emirates. They intimidated debutantes who have never played in a London derby, intimidating at the Emirates to be able to come back not once, twice, quickly, and then to dominate the game after the first 20 minutes, because the first 20 minutes, they seemed nervous. And that was probably the time Arsenal had to go for the kill. But it wasn't. It was either good save by Vicario and it wasn't clinical. Missed chances. I think the Netska missed one. But from that point on, after that own goal, man, you can't press all 90 minutes. Spurs came on. The midfield really came on, especially the second half. Basuma was way better in the second half. First half, right? Romero had to calm down. So it was a period where we dominated. Even people on AFTV will say, you know what? Spurs should got the 3 points because Arsenal didn't create anything. Even within the last 15 minutes, people were saying they didn't create anything. The only sour taste is, all right, Christian Madsen just got a knock, a taken out sun for the last 15 minutes. You can tell Arsenal that's okay, let's try to see if we can win this last 15 minutes. But overall, I am satisfied. We got a result. That's all I wanted was a result. I actually wanted positive play. I want to see that. So this was a little bit more extra getting positive results. Do I want the 3 points? Yeah, I want the 3 points. But what I know, my team still knows our team. We are year one of a project, and I'm waiting for Stefan to jump on because, I'll wait till he comes on. But I'm happy, content with the draw. TJ,
I am not happy nor content. I think even with the injuries that we saw, with the starting 11 that I saw, I thought we could win. I'm not gonna lie. Call me overly positive. Call me deluded. The Spurs fans can have at me in the chat. Go ahead. I don't care. I think that I'm going to call out some Spurs players first, and I'm not sewering them. I'm just saying that I expected more from these players. Okay. Christian Romero, whoa, put in a howler today. I think that Basuma was good in the second half, but in the first half, he was terrible. That was not the Basuma that I thought we were going to see. So hopefully you guys can get some more consistency in big games and you don't see those guys disappear for full portions of the game at a time. I will give Basuma credit. He did show up in the second half, but that first half, he was absolutely awful. Let's see who else. Kulusevski didn't really put any shine on his name today. Neither did Brendan Johnson. And those people that are saying Basuma was the man of the match didn't watch the match. Heung-min Son showed out today. And I said in the match preview that I was afraid of Heung-min Son, and he showed why. He is an absolute star. Face of the franchise, and I think it is a fantastic face for Spurs to have. Heung-min Son, big up Heung-min Son. Great match. Same with James Madison before he was subbed off. I'm still going to be beating this drum that we made a massive mistake not going after James Madison for a box-to-box midfielder to flank Odegaard. So now, that being said, we're going to go ahead and sewer some Arsenal players here. Fabio Vieira, Portuguese scarecrow today, falling over anytime the wind blew. Unbelievably embarrassing today. You have him come in for Kai Havertz, and he turns in a performance like he did last season. Extremely embarrassing for a North London derby start. Eddie Nketiah. What else do you need to see, Arsenal fans? The Arsenal fans that keep defending this guy. What do you need to see? He had a nailed-on chance at the beginning of the match. He tried to go near post. There was nothing there. Easy save for Vicario. You could, if he would have just been patient, threw it to his left foot and slotted it away, different match. Absolutely different match. But no, the guy has no composure in pressure situations. He had one match against Manchester United that he has been eating off for the last 8 months. I'm not hearing it anymore from Arsenal fans. I'm not entertaining it anymore. You're going to see a new posture from me when it comes to Eddie Nketiah. I don't want to hear it. I'm not entertaining it. I'm not hearing it. Period. Martin Odegaard disappeared. Average. Completely disappeared in the second half. Ben White, at fault for the goal. Rice, at fault for a goal. Saliba, good. He played well. I'm not gonna sewer Saliba or Gabriel. Alexander Zinchenko played very well today. Very well today. Yeah, Lenny Moon, you're right. You did say 2-2. I'll give you that. Alexander Zinchenko played very well today, and he stuck out. He was our best defender. And that should tell you all you need to know about today.
Okay.
Zinchenko, Stefan, you can go ahead and get in, but you have to see. Zinchenko played very well today. David Raya played.
Oh, here we go.
David Raya.
Saliba was easily our best
Let's go in
defender.
order. Let's go in order. Connor,
Hold on.
Connor.
I'm gonna
after-
say this. I'm gonna get this out, and then I'm gonna be quiet. Okay. Zinchenko was very good moving forward. He had a giveaway or two, but he was very good moving forward. He made an impact on the match. Okay. And I do not rate Zinchenko as a defender. I don't. But he played very well today. Okay. David Raya could have easily been 3-2 to Spurs if it wasn't for David Raya. Great game. Great game today. And obviously, Bukayo Saka, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? Incredible player. Face of the franchise. Incredible player. Gabriel Jesus. Okay. He played all right. So, yeah, that's it. I said a lot of it on the watch along before I had to leave to go to work. But yeah, we underperformed today as a whole. And Spurs deserved the result that they got. So, and this is a loss for us. This isn't a jab. This is just a difference in where we are as two separate clubs. A draw for us is a loss in this match. We lost today.
100%.
And I said it before and I say it again. We lost.
It's not a.
So those are the levels. Those are the levels. Hold on, Stefan. Jesus. Hold on.
Sorry, I've been traveling for 4 hours.
I know. I understand. It's fine. It's fine. I'm literally gonna go make popcorn. I'm gonna sit here while you and
Where
Stale
have you been
duke it out
going?
here in about 10 minutes.
Where did you travel to hell?
All I'm saying is
Because
that,
you're going there
that
tonight.
there are different
I'm
levels
sending you
of
there
expectations.
tonight.
There are different levels of expectations between the two clubs right now. And if you are an Arsenal fan with half a brain, you are devastated about this result. And I am. So, Connor, go ahead, man. I am done.
It was devastating. Go
Hey,
ahead,
back
Connor.
to you, Connor. I'm done.
Yeah, very disappointed through my weekend, in all honesty. And listen, at the end of the day, we've got to suck it up because, as we said, a lot of Spurs fans were expecting a draw. They wanted a draw out of this as progress. I completely understand that. So fair play. We're gonna have to sort of suck it up and just move on to the next game, and hopefully we progress better. But yeah, there's so much stuff to pick out. I mean, if we go with more of the attacking. You guys were holding possession very well. I think we now saw today why you guys have such high possession rates in your games, especially in the second half towards the end. You guys just hold that ball. There's a lot more confidence in that Spurs team in terms of holding the ball. And you guys made it really difficult for us to play football. And I think that's very clear and evident. We couldn't string barely any passes together. When we did have moments where we strung passes together, they were good. But there was a lot of moments where there was long balls that weren't working or the odd pass that was going out of play. It just really wasn't our day, and Spurs are doing everything to stop that. So, I want to say Gabriel and Saliba, bar the two. I mean, the Son goal, I mean, you couldn't really stop that. I mean, even though it was three defenders, you couldn't really stop that. And obviously, the other goal after, you put that down to maybe Ben White and some of the other defenders. But Saliba, he put in some crucial tackles today. I thought he was fantastic. Ben White was trying to get forward, trying to get back. He had a bit of a mid-game. Gabriel, I thought, done well as well. Holding that. When we went into the three at the back, when Zinchenko was going into midfield, he was holding it very well. David Raya, I just want to say, it's such a shame we couldn't keep a clean sheet because he had a fantastic game. Some of the saves he made were just outstanding saves. Zinchenko tried his best, going into midfield. He was but it just wasn't working. Pedro Porro was coming back. He was attacking very well. And do you know what? After today, I've got a lot more respect for Pedro Porro. I thought he wasn't that great because I don't watch enough Spurs. I'm saying that I don't watch enough Spurs, but Pedro Porro was good. Fabio Vieira he made some good tackles. He really was trying, but it's just such a shame because it's not in a horrible way, but because he's so skinny and he isn't that built, he just gets shoved around really easily, and it's a shame. And it's just fact. So unless he bulks up, it's just not gonna work. And I really wish ESR started today, but it is what it is. Declan Rice tried, didn't really get much of a sniff. Obviously came off at half time. Martin Odegaard, first half, tried. Second half. Do you know what? Well, no, one thing I will say, he was pressing a lot. Odegaard was always pressing. And every time I looked at him,
I will say that he was working.
He was pressing for everything, but Tottenham were playing the ball too well. He couldn't catch up with him. Saka, what can you say? He was probably our best player on the pitch today. Jesus, he tried. I'll say that he tried, but I don't know what it is. I don't know whether he's just more confident centrally as he is a striker. But I have seen him come off the wing sometimes. He's looked good, but I think for a full 70, 80 minutes, it's not for him. And Nketiah, I'll say more. I'm sorry. He's not. He has his good days, but he's just, in my opinion, he's not Arsenal level. And we need a striker. If it's Ivan Toney, we just need a striker now. It just needs to happen. So overall, Arsenal, we just couldn't play football. It's as simple as that. And when we did play football, it was good, but it wasn't enough. And we just couldn't break through Tottenham's defence. I won't go through the whole Tottenham team, but Son, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic today. James Maddison, as much as he was annoying me a bit, he played great, 2 assists. What can you say? Yeah, Kulu and Brennan Johnson, I'll be honest, weren't that effective today. Kulu did try a couple of times, but weren't that effective. But Basuma and Pepe Sarr, man, they were difficult. They were difficult in that midfield, and they really did control it. It was really, and I said this on the preview, I said it's going to be a battle in midfield, and both Pepe Sarr and Basuma, I think, really took it over. In Dogi, I will be honest, I think he did have a bit of a tough day. I think we can all be honest. I think Saka really gave him a run for his money. I think Saka really did challenge him, and I was really thinking, right, and Dogi might get a red card here because he was having it in the first half. Like, Saka was not leaving him alone. We were really pressing that left-hand side for Tottenham. So, yeah, I think Dogi, he's a good player. He's a fantastic player for Tottenham, but I think today he really had it against Saka. But Van de Ven, I'm going to say he was fantastic today. He was great for you guys. Romero had an off day, I'd say. Romero really wasn't that great for you. I think we can all be honest. And Pedro Porro, attacking wise and defensively, he was fantastic. Say that here now. And Vicario had a really good performance as well. So overall, I'll just say, listen, you guys played good football. It is what it is. And when we tried to play football, you guys were just knocking it out, and we just couldn't play it. So fingers crossed when we come down to your toilet bowl of a stadium, we'll do a better job. But listen, fair dues. At the end of the day, I'm real with it. It was a fair result. That's the result that should have happened. Both teams should have walked out of there with a win. So a draw's fair, in my opinion. And is what it is. Is what it is. We'll take the hits. And I'm interested.
Yeah, we'll take the hits.
Now we'll introduce Stefan because I know he's probably got a lot to say, Stefan, bro. So
no, can I do my bit and then Stefan can go?
Oh yeah.
I was
So please,
Okay,
please,
I'm going on mute.
No, because I haven't got time. No, I haven't got time for your bullshit. So I need to speak first.
I don't want to listen to you. I've traveled 4 hours. Let me go.
We're gonna batter Tottenham if they play with a high line. If Big Ange comes to the Emirates and plays the high line, Mickey Van de Ven shit.
Celebrate your draw like a loser.
Zip it, bullshit merchant, fraud, con man. Right? I've had for a whole week from fraudulent, imbecilic morons who don't know what they're talking about, like you, Stefan, right? Like you, and many others, right? Like Mo from that channel, it's not a foul or whatever it is. Football Terrace fraudulence, Terry Flowers, all the Arsenal AFTV gang. We're going to beat them 5-1. We're going to beat them 3-1. Zappa Guna, Rams, Indian, Oregon, Frankfurt Guna, this Guna, chili sauce Guna, pepper and salt Guna, whatever they want to call themselves, right? Minerals, who tells us, God put me on this planet to mud the wrong uns. Well, you need to mud yourself, brother. You need to mud yourself, okay? If God put you on this planet for that. Because for a whole week, I've heard trash from all your mouths. And the problem here is you never learn. You never learn the reality of the situation. We told you for a whole week, this channel, real channel, we're a real channel. We told you all, we don't expect to win. We know the squad is not good enough to win. And just been here for 6 Premier League games. The squad is weak. The starting 11 is decent. And this manager has changed the style, the philosophy, the mindset, and the winning mentality, right? He's changed it. We can see it. It could fall apart at any moment if we lose a couple of players. I think when Maddison and Son went off today, we didn't look like we were going to score another goal, right? So that proves to me that 2 or 3 players going off, we've got issues. But if that starting 11 plays, we will give anyone a game. And the mistake you all made was 2 things. Number one, and the names I mentioned, right? This isn't about TJ and Connor because I've already spoken, we had our chat earlier, but frauds like you, Stefan, the problems the 2 issues that you've got that you need to learn, otherwise you're going to keep making these mistakes.
Tell me, Stel.
Is that number one, I'm telling you, keep your ears open. Number one,
tell me.
You go by what other people tell you or highlights of Tottenham. You don't sit there and watch 90 minutes like we do. We know what we're seeing, and we try to tell you. We told you, let me speak.
No, but
we
tried to tell you. Let me speak.
No, let me speak.
Let me speak.
No, let me speak, or I'll just talk even more, and you get even more frustrated because you can't speak, because you spoke trash on Friday and trash on Saturday, and now you are finished, right? You haven't been watching us the way we've been, and we kept saying to you guys, especially you, Stefan, you are underestimating us. And you got way too hyped over that PSV BTEC Holland team that we told you that 4-0 win. And we said to you, you guys are overhyping yourselves and you're underestimating us. And I tell you what, we come to Arsenal with no fear and nothing to lose. All the pressure's on you. These are the conversations we had. And we warned you. We told you. We said, let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. And we warned you. And exactly what we said happened. Exactly.
You drew.
We said,
you didn't win. You drew.
Let me speak.
Losers.
Let me speak. Won
the game.
Get angry as much as you want. Throw your mouth at me as much as you want. You look like an absolute penis right now. Right? I'm destroying you because you deserve it.
Stop saying
and
shit that you think is happening, Stel.
Shut your mouth. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'll just
stop commenting on me then. Finish about your point, man.
Right, you're muted. You're now muted because you're not letting me speak. You will get to speak when I finish. And for a whole week, Stefan, the shit you spouted, and I'm going to repeat what you said. And so many Arsenal fans said it, not Connor and TJ, but a lot of Arsenal fans said it. If you dare come to the Emirates and play a high line, you said this, a high line, you're going to get battered. And we're going to school you because you can't bring that football to the Emirates. What the fuck happened today? Because we did that. And this is what happened. More possession than you. Exact same total shots. Just as many on target. More passes than you.
No.
Doing
6 to 5 on target.
Doing it
6 to 5.
Doing it the way we said. And that's what happened. And as I said, and Mari said, and I'm going to wrap up now so you can speak your shit. As we said to you, we will come to the Emirates. We will take something because you don't understand what we're seeing and you've overhyped your team. And that's exactly how it went. And Stefan, you, my friend, are in the mud of the mud. Go back to your pig farm and roll around in that mud. Back to you, Stefan.
He's muted. You got unmuted.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Go back to your pick. Okay. I viewed the game a little bit differently. I viewed the game in terms of I agree with TJ and with Connor that we did not deserve to win. But I view it through a different prism. I view it that we gave Spurs that game. And the difference between us and Man City, if we're looking to actually challenge Man City and win the league, and that's our ambition, is that in those first 35 minutes where we were all over you, if that was Man City, they would have scored 2 or 3 goals. We got into such good positions. Gabriel Jesus missed in the box. He won the ball and skied it. Gabriel Jesus, again, should have finished it better, where you can argue Vicario made a good save. There were 2 times where Bissouma lost the ball almost in their own box, and instead of us speeding it and passing it through the lines and into the open defense that had occurred, they didn't do that. So the difference is ruthlessness. Do I think Spurs outplayed us? No. Was it more of an even game? Yes. But in those first 35 minutes, we should have easily been 2 or 3-0 up, in my opinion. We missed a number of chances. Spurs could barely get the ball out of their own box. Second thing, the other thing I hate about Arsenal this year is we can't manage a game. Every time we've taken the lead, we start getting jittery. We start getting anxious. With Spurs, their first chance of the game was the Johnson shot where David Raya made a really good save. And I really don't know what Connor watched in terms of David Raya having a good game. He made so many misplaced passes. No, you didn't.
Stefan, did you not see that save he made? That could have been down for save of the season.
Yes, it was a great save. But in terms of the way he calmed the game
wow,
down.
you are having a mare, Stefan. Are you kidding me?
Yes, he made a really good save. But apart from that great save, he kept
his
losing
ball
the
distribution
ball and kept
was
kicking it out.
just fine. Oh my! He didn't have any options. Are you
Come
kidding
on.
me?
No, he
Did
was.
you see?
And then also, wait, let me finish. And then also for the first goal, you can argue that it was his fault. What was that flapping at the first goal? That was some poor goalkeeping there. So
You blaming Raya?
Wow. You're blaming Raya. You're blaming Raya for a defensive breakdown.
I blame the whole team. If
White
you guys
and Rice had 2
No,
chances
Rice,
to clear the ball.
Who dropped Ramsdale for Raya? Who dropped Ramsdale for Raya then, Stefan?
Wait, it was a sequence.
Who dropped Ramsdale for Raya?
First,
Your manager.
Raya screwed it up. Then Rice couldn't head it out well. And then Ben White left a massive gap in the right back. So the whole team just started panicking in the last 5 minutes of the first half. This is what I don't get. This is what even against Fulham, we were in complete control of the Fulham game, and the same thing happened. So the Spurs fans can say how great they are and how they celebrate, how we're in different stages. It's never been in different stages. Whenever they get a fucking draw at the Emirates, they celebrate it as a win. Stel was posting clips of them quieting the Emirates because they got a fucking draw. Is this your level, Stel?
It's not because we got a draw. It's not because we got a draw. It's not because we got a draw. It's because you said no. You are being disingenuous.
Well done, Stel. You didn't get battered. Well done.
It's got nothing to do with the draw. It's got nothing to do with the draw. It's because people like you. It's because people like you and Turkish on AFTV and on so many channels were saying,
I've won.
If we play
I said
3-1 with a high line, you will batter us. And it never happened. And we played Ange Ball.
Never happened.
What we were celebrating the fact that 6 games into our process and 4 years into yours, we came to your ground and fucking told you how it's going to go down. And he did it. And you didn't batter us. You didn't batter us.
30 years. You still haven't won anything.
Forget the past. We're talking about the game today. We're talking about the game today. Don't deflect. We're talking about the game today. The game today. The game today. Where was Jesus today? Where was Jesus today? Where was Eddie Nketiah today?
He had an okay
Are you
game
on crap?
today.
Are you Jesus had a
He
good
should have
game.
finished. He should have finished his chances, but he had a pretty good game.
Nobody
had a great game today.
It was
okay.
It was.
He was
Eddie
okay.
Nketiah.
Jesus was not bad, man. Eddie was awful. Eddie was the worst player on the pitch.
The only attacker for us today that had a good game was Saka. Even Odegaard had a mare today, in my opinion.
Odegaard was crap.
In my opinion, he had a mare.
Odegaard was bad.
The whole AFC.
these players we speak about were going to batter Tottenham if we played a high line. They were going to destroy us. They didn't.
But they did for the first 30 to 35 minutes. We were all over.
No,
we should have scored 2 or 3
didn't.
goals.
No, they didn't. But you didn't score. You didn't score.
That's
You're
my
not as good as
point.
you make out to be.
That's my point. If we need, and I agree. Wait, let me.
Buts and maybes. Buts and maybes don't count, bro.
And maybes. I agree with Connor now. I agree with Connor. I want us to sign Ivan Toney. If we had Ivan Toney in the game, it's 2-3-0 in the first 30 minutes. He puts away those chances.
But you were going to batter us without him, Stefan. You were going to batter us without him.
Oh, we would. We didn't play as well today.
And you thought wrong. This is the point.
But you didn't win, Stel. You didn't win. So this whole
we never said we were going to win.
Good. You still
we
drew, man.
Said we were going to win.
The Emirates.
We never said we were going to win.
Stefan and Lee Gunner. This is where I get with them because they're like, "Oh, you Spurs fans are celebrating a draw, draw." Yeah. We told you our year objective was our first year manager, new process, right? Playing with house money, right? Where everybody said that we're going to lose. We haven't played anybody. Right? Of course, we came in looking to get a positive result. We didn't even say a draw. I said I would be happy if we came out with a draw, right? Because we knew, right? We're giving you guys respect, the top order, and you guys are title contenders, right? Okay, if we go there and steal a point or get a point, that is a positive result. We're celebrating.
That's such a weak argument. You guys beat Man City. You guys beat Man City every single year. Are you suddenly a really good team because you beat Man City all the time?
But we never said that. You're saying things we never said though.
Stefan, can I ask you a question? Everybody predicted. Wait. Stop. Everybody predicted us to finish 8th through 12th. Yeah. Right. So this year, to get the draw at Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool,
told you.
Is a huge thing.
Spurs always prove us wrong. They always win trophies in the end, still, right? They always prove us wrong.
Players playing their first North London derby.
Keep choking under Arteta, bro. Keep choking under Arteta. It's fine with me.
Dude, you're a Spurs fan. Stop talking about choking. It's embarrassing.
You came second.
Know who you are, still.
Stefan.
A draw is an excellent. A win will be better. But a draw for a young team with 7 debutants.
We're younger.
Doesn't matter. We had 7 new team people in the team. Like their first London derby. Porro.
You've been together for 4 years.
Johnson, Solomon, Van de Ven, right? You don't. This is the first time they're playing in a North London
for 4 years still. Talking to shit,
and the second thing is, you know what?
You're just rattled that I've ripped you a new one today after the idiotic comments you made.
Stop saying you think you have.
People in the chat.
You were stupid. Just admit you were stupid.
Stefan, do you reckon?
Another great rip one, still.
Stefan, do you reckon? Listen, because
no. I said no. I never said you're stupid. I said you're stupid this week. Stop changing what I say because you don't know how to argue the point because it's tearing you apart. Stefan, let me ask you one question. Just one question. Let Connor go. All right, go on, Connor. Go.
Yeah, I was going to say, Stefan, listen. I can't stand Spurs. Can't stand them. But I've got to always give credit where credit's due. Spurs have not come to the Emirates like they did today in a very long time. Now, I don't watch Spurs. I don't watch Man United Spurs. I can happily admit that. I see you guys on Match of the Day. That's as much Spurs as I watch on the Premier League week, unless it's a top 6 game. You've got to say, though, Stefan, there were parts of the game where we found it really hard to play against these guys. They were really, when we were trying to put passes together, they were really not. We were trying so hard to put passes together, but Spurs kept stopping us, and it was becoming really difficult. Can you at least admit that we had a really tough time today? A really tough time.
I would say the first half, most of the first half, we were better. The second half was extremely even. I don't think Spurs created that much in the second half, and I don't think we did. Where I would say is where Spurs didn't draw the game, we gave them the game, was the fact that you cannot go 2-1 up and be a serious fucking team and then concede 30 seconds after with that type of mistake. That's not good Spurs play. That's just Jorginho, one of probably the most experienced and most.
And an own goal and a penalty is really good play by Arsenal, Stefan. Yeah.
The penalty? Are you guys seriously? That was
a handball and an own goal.
I didn't know playing volleyball was legal in the box, Stel. Like, are you seriously arguing the penalty?
Dude, you know what? It's a shame. It's a shame you're not. It's a shame you're not level-headed like Connor and others to have any balance, right? Let me ask you one question, Stefan. Right? Just to build on top of. Just to build.
We don't agree with him, Stefan. Don't misrepresent us. Don't misrepresent us,
TJ. My bad.
Let me ask you something, just to build on what Connor just said, right? And be honest, Stefan. Is there a little bit of you, just a tiny inch, even if it's 1%, where after that game, having watched it, maybe you just did underestimate us a little bit?
Honestly, the only thing I would say I underestimated was the fact that you guys kept running. I would say the old Spurs teams would have wobbled after the 2-1. But then again, I think to myself, we made that mistake. It wasn't a good Spurs interplay where you scored the second goal. It was our complete mistake, which it was just a complete mistake. It was
so Madison pressing, playing in Son, and Son's one touch finish. That's nothing.
What happened? To be fair, Stel, that was an absolute mare by Jorginho.
That was a joke, Stel. I'm sorry.
That was awful.
I have a question for you,
but TJ, with all due respect, 1 minute, Murray, with all due respect. When Madison had an absolute mare on the edge of our box and Jesus pressed him and had the chance, he didn't finish his dinner.
That's my point.
When you had different role of play, different type of play style, in my opinion.
But the point is, you pressed, didn't take the chance. We pressed, took the chance. Okay. All I'm asking Stefan,
different scenarios of transition.
Different scenarios. Okay. My point is this.
1-1 after Jorginho.
No, it was 1-0. It was
inexcusable mistake.
No, TJ,
Jesus' chance was easier. Jesus' chance was easier. All he had to do was take the shot.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Madison had to play off the ball, so had to make the run.
Stefan,
he didn't have another. Jesus didn't have anybody else next to him.
He was from further out.
He didn't need to. He just had to because he chose to shoot from there.
No, it was. I agree. No,
Son was composed. Jesus wasn't.
No. I agree. It was. I at least get it on the goal. You cannot sky that from there. But it was at that point, that chance. It was 1-0 Arsenal, and he missed that chance. He makes it 2-0. You're done. Pretty much everybody knows.
But I could easily say, Stefan, because if Butson may be a great in hindsight, I could easily say in the first half at 1-0, if Johnson hits the corner and not more central, Ray doesn't make that save.
It's 1-1, though it's not 1-1. Okay. It's still, the game is still on the balance with
2-0. 1-1's better than 1-0, Stefan. 1-1's better than 1-0.
But Stefan,
if you agree, why are you arguing?
No, you agree. Why you agree that it's 1-1, but the probability of you coming back into the game at 2-0 is much less, Stel, than
probability based
Stefan,
on what?
Why are we being hypothetical? Why are we being hypothetical? Why can't we just talk about what actually?
Because he can't argue the point. He's ruined. He's broken because he thought Arsenal were going to smash us, and it's not. And it didn't work out how he thought. We told you this was going to happen, which is why I asked you: is there a little bit? Listen, I'm convinced. Too many Arsenal fans underestimated us coming into this game. And we told you, we kept telling you, you're not showing us the respect that we are showing week in, week out at the moment. And all I ever heard from Arsenal fans was, but you haven't played anyone good. And my response was, but nor have you.
So, Stel, I'm going to tell you, how can I honestly respect your fan base that celebrate a draw as if they've won the fucking league?
How can I respect a fan base that says if we come to your ground and play our style, we're going to get battered, and we didn't? How can I respect you for life?
Well done. You didn't get battered at the Emirates. Well done.
And you never battered us. You never battered us. You never battered us like you said.
Well done, man.
Stefan, can I ask you a question? Stefan, can I ask you a question?
You're going to beat us 5-1, right? You're going to beat us 5-1.
I said 3-1. My prediction was 3-1, Stel. My prediction was 3-1. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't talk shit.
And you were wrong.
Okay? And you were wrong.
You were wrong.
What, Mari?
These same Spurs fans, us, we're right? We've been celebrating not only today but our season. Tell me, what reason are we celebrating this season? You tell us why. Do you see anything different with Spurs?
Because
You tell me.
your whole point of existence is to see where Arsenal is and to be ahead of Arsenal. That's your whole
I did not
point.
ask that question. No, I did not ask that question. I said, answer my question, right? And if you were hired by Sky Sports and they tell you Spurs this season, your prognosis, what do you tell the public?
I told you guys. I still predict you finish 8th. I predicted you'd finish outside the actual.
How much
top
money
10
do you want to
start of the
bet?
season.
How much money do you want to
I
bet?
still
Because
think
you
you
know what,
finish
mudding
eighth.
you is not enough. I'm going to take your money. How much do you want to bet? Because mudding you doesn't make you change. You the only way you're going to learn is if I financially break you. How much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet?
Oh, wow.
I need to financially wreck you for you to learn. I've realized there's no other way. How much do you want to bet?
Why?
We're not going to
Why
finish
would I
8th.
bet?
Spurs
Why would
will
I
finish
bet now,
Spurs-
Sal? Why would I bet now when the odds are
Because-
against me at the moment?
Stefan, do you reckon if you
You just said you still predict we're going to finish
I
8th.
still
What are you
think you'll
talking
finish
about?
8th, but right now I'm not gonna bet with you. What
What the fuck has that got to do with the odds being against you? You're the one making the prediction.
Yes, I will stick to my prediction. I still think you'll
Okay,
finish
so
8th.
how much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet?
How much do I want to? Okay, I don't know how much are you offering?
I'll take as much as you've got because I know you're losing this. Whatever you want, dude. You are going to badly suffer now. I don't know why you do this to yourself.
who do you reckon finishes
I'm that
above
confident.
Tottenham? Stefan.
Sorry?
If you think 8, I'm asking.
I'm telling you, I've seen this before. It happened with us under Emery. They're
Chat
having
is
their
out of control,
honeymoon
by the way.
period. They're gonna drop. They will, and all the other teams are gonna get stronger as the season finishes. They will drop. It happened with us when Emery came in. It's the first 4 or 5 months of a new coach. It happened with them under Conte, where they had a really good 4 or 5 months, got top 4, and then it went to
We're
shit.
playing different football, dude. We're playing with different
Yes,
swagger.
that doesn't
We're a
mean
different
anything.
team.
Sal. All it takes
Yes,
is
it
one
does.
wobble. Okay.
Yes, it
okay.
does. Your words. If we play Ange Ball at your ground, we're in trouble. So don't tell me the way you play doesn't matter. Doesn't make sense what you're saying.
We should have, in the first 35 to 40 minutes, we should have won that game. So don't act like you dominated and like
Shoulda,
should have
coulda,
came
woulda.
out
You
with a
didn't,
win.
dude. You didn't.
know.
We had just as many
Just don't
chances as you
act
in the
as
first
if
half.
like Ange Ball was
We had
like
just as many
dominated us.
chances as you in the first half. Stefan, we had just
No,
as
you
many chances. in
didn't.
the
You
first
had one
half.
chance.
Yes,
you
we
had
did.
2 chances.
No, we didn't.
You had 2
No, we didn't.
chances.
We had the same amount
You
of
had the
chances.
Johnson
And we
one,
had
and
more.
that was it. And
Oh
the
my
goal.
goodness me, you're making it up. Stefan,
People
I
in
saw
the
the
chat.
stats at half. I
You
saw the
had
stats at half time.
shots. You
Just-
had wayward shots. That doesn't mean if you look at the game, you had 2 key chances in the first half. The Johnson one, the great save by Rhea, and then the goal. Before that, you had nothing.
Stefan,
Go and look at your
Stefan.
chances. We had
Stefan,
Eddie.
Stefan,
No, we had shots on target. We had at halftime.
Yeah,
We had,
but the shots were. You
on
had 2
target,
key-
you had 6, we had 5. Off target was 4 each. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
We're talking
You
about the
literally,
first half.
you literally make.
Yeah, we
Dude,
had
we
some
had
shots
the
on
same
target.
amount of shots
Yes,
as you in the
the
first half.
I do have the stats if people want to hear it. I do have the stats for the
At
first
halftime,
half.
Sofa score.
Seven shots for both teams, 3 shots on target for both teams. It was even.
Thank you. You literally make things up to try and win arguments.
I'm
that
just
you
saying.
lost.
I'm just saying.
It's ridiculous.
I'm just saying. Sorry. I'm just stats. If we're talking
No,
about
but
stats,
that is
and
a
facts.
fact. Facts. So you're talking out your ass, Stefan. Like you're honestly, the pig farm is calling the mud.
Okay.
Can I say this?
That being said, I mean, I literally think, and if you watch that game, honestly, real quick, Murray, if you watch that game, it was dead even the first half, dead even. Like pace of play, pressures, like. I said it during the watch along too, Stefan. I'm not just looking at stats and making this shit up.
So
this is eye test. This is stats.
So wait, so you're telling me
we did not play well today, Stefan.
I
like,
agree,
can we just
but
okay.
But from the 10th minute up until the 40th minute, you're saying it was even? I watched the
No, it wasn't even. It wasn't even. But 40th minute on, we were under pressure.
Yeah, we panicked.
Are you kidding?
And then they equal. Their only good spell in the first half was the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
where
fair
you
enough.
could say where they threatened us.
Fair enough.
I would say from the 10th to the 35th minute, they almost could not get out of their box, man.
But you got to say in the second half, they played really good football.
In the
just say it. Just say they played good football.
They did. Both teams. It was completely even in the second half. Both teams did not do
No,
anything.
it's not.
It
No,
wasn't
until
even in the second half, man. What are you talking about?
The last 15 minutes, that's when Arsenal. No, your own Arsenal supporters were saying.
Apart from,
you know it's a bad day. You know it's a bad day for Arsenal. I knew this was going to be a bad day when we've got to defend that much in our own half. In our own half, because by God, when I knew that we were sitting back and we were because Stefan, normally when we're at the Emirates and we're dominating the game, you do not see us as much in our own half defending, sitting back, because we were doing that. That's not true.
If you look at the stats, the field tilt was like 69 or 79, 70% in their half. The field tilt was way towards us. We didn't defend as much.
Can I give you, Stefan? Listen, I'm quite balanced. Okay, right. I'll tell you my view.
Yeah.
Watching it.
Yeah, that's
from the away.
That's like, I don't know.
In the stadium.
Yeah. Quite balanced. Yeah.
You haven't even heard the view.
No. I just laughed at the fact that you said you're quite balanced. But okay, sorry. Go on.
No. I get it. You're having a rough night. It's okay. It happens to all of us.
Oh no, yeah. It's really tough.
When I watched the game, the first 20 minutes, in my view, Spurs were playing more of a 4-5-1 than a 4-3-3. And I think that was done deliberately because we all knew as Spurs fans, and I think Anne's probably felt it as well, that Arsenal will come out the traps quick first 20 minutes because they do that a lot at home. We can't let them do what they did to PSV in the first 20 minutes to us. And we were a little bit more standoffish, in my view, watching it from the stands, okay? And Arsenal dominated play, I think, more in our half than what we did in their half because of it. But having said that, even though we kind of invited Arsenal on a bit, I felt Arsenal have got 3-4 years under Arteta of learning the pressing game the way Arteta wants it done, and they pressed us really well. You could see we were struggling a bit because to beat the press, we were not moving the ball quick enough, and there were players like Van de Ven, our goalie, Romero, the wing backs. When they got on the ball, they were hesitant rather than seeing the pass. Hear me out. They were hesitant to make the pass quick. And when there was 2 or 3 options of a pass, they were like, should I go there? Should I go that way? Our goalie was quite guilty of it, to be honest with you. He went that way. And they said, actually, no, should I go this way? And it invited the press on more. But once Arsenal got their goal, it was almost a blessing in disguise for us because that meant now we have to do something because we're losing the game. And Spurs did start pushing up a bit more.
No, but
what I felt was, Stefan, let me say my point, and you can counter it. Sorry. And I felt for the first 35 minutes, Arsenal pressed us, and because we were hesitant with the passes, they won the ball, and Eddie Nketiah had a couple of chances, and Jesus smashed one over the bar. That was partly because we were being hesitant, partly because Arsenal were good at the way they press, and they've got players that can make quick transitional decisions. But one thing we need to remember as Spurs fans is, and you as Arsenal fans, we're learning this. Like games like this is we're learning. And when we got into the second half, a combination of a couple of changes in your midfield, plus Spurs growing into the game. And by the way, the same thing happened against Man United. The first 10 minutes against Man United, we were a bit slow. Man United got into the game. They didn't take their chances. But as the game went on, especially second half, we dominated Man United. I wouldn't say we dominated Arsenal second half, but I think we were the better team. Spurs grew into the game, whereas you didn't capitalize on an early phase where Spurs were struggling to get out because we're still learning to do it. And that's what I thought happened today, sitting in the terraces. You guys tell me what you think.
I agree on your view, but what encapsulates Arsenal this season, and I've told this to TJ, every time we score the first goal, I have no idea why, especially at home, we back off. And that's exactly what happened against, we were all over you. Instead of being galvanized and pushing forward and trying to score the second goal, we backed off a little bit, and you guys said, screw it. Like, we have nothing to lose. We're already losing 1-0. We're going to go for it. Whilst we also missed
Stefan,
a number of chances.
Can I just, Stefan, in all fairness,
to be fair to Stefan, we did back off after we scored.
Immediately, we did this against
Fulham. But Stefan, I'm not disagreeing with you, but can I just say, we did say to you and many others, we've got nothing to lose. we will go for it at some point. We said that would happen.
But you were
And I look, if buts and maybes, the stats are pretty similar. The score's 2-2. That's what we're going to go off the back of. I still think Arsenal is a better squad than Tottenham. I'm not deluded. I think Arsenal will most probably finish ahead of Tottenham. I'm
Thank
not
you
deluded.
for saying that, Stel. Thank you for saying that.
Dude, I'm not
Thank you.
deluded. But what I will say is, if we keep our starting 11 fit under this manager, we are going to give any team we play this season a game. And if you don't get the better of us, we will take advantage. This is why I said to you in this game, I think we're going to get something. I think we will. It wasn't fantasy. It's just I'm watching what Tottenham do. But I still think you're the better squad. I still think you're the better squad than Tottenham.
So but I'm telling you,
because you're 3 years into your project and you spent more under Arteta than what we spent under him.
Okay,
you should be better.
But I'm telling you, if this was City, this game would have been 2-3-0 in 35 minutes.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
City would have made that dominance, and then if City had gone up 2-1, they would not have made the stupid.
But we weren't playing City. Okay,
I know, but I'm just telling you what.
And Arsenal fans said when we come to the Emirates. But Stefan, you're being disingenuous because during the week you said if we play the way we play.
I honestly thought you would get found out, and in a way you kind of did in those first 30 to 35 minutes, but we didn't.
We didn't because our goalkeeper, who you slagged off, made 2 really good saves.
No,
we told you
not our goalkeeper. It is not the goalkeeper that Jesus. No, it's not the goalkeeper.
Vicario made 2 saves from Eddie Nketiah. What are you talking about?
Yes. Okay, Nketiah shot from a really tight angle.
No, it's not okay. It's the goalie made good saves. We told you Vicario's good.
Okay. But
isn't that why you have a goalie to make saves? He did his job. He's a good goalie. We told you he's good.
I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper, but I'm telling you that 2 of those chances Man City put away. That is the difference between us. And if Man City go up 2-1, not one player is making that mistake because Jorginho, not only did he make that mistake, I remember the Son chance.
Man City haven't beaten us at our ground in 5 years, and they've never scored a goal in the new stadium. So I don't know about that. I think City are in trouble when they come to general.
I'm just saying in general. I'm saying that the difference between Arsenal and Man City is this ruthlessness. That is it. They take when they have to play, and when they have to score, they do it. They always take their opportunities. We don't. You could against Fulham, against you guys.
Stefan, whose fault is that?
Whose fault is that game? Huh?
Stefan, whose fault is that then? If you're not ruthless, whose fault is it?
We just don't have I would say a world-class striker. We need.
So why did you spend 65 million pounds on Kai Havertz? Let's have that conversation then. Why have you spent 65 million on Kai Havertz? I say came on and I thought he was shit.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I think you need to look at your manager then, right?
No, you can't say
Connor,
shit after
TJ,
6
you have
games.
Yes, 100%. I don't think Kai Havertz should be touching this team at this point now. I think it's, in my opinion, I don't know what. I feel like Emil Smith-Rowe has gone near Arteta's wife.
Smith-Rowe, man, he's like forced choice now. Like the coach is seeing something.
But Stefan, why do you think he should be 4th choice? And do you generally think that he's worse than Kai Havertz?
He hasn't been even. He hasn't even been given enough of a chance to even make that determination.
He hasn't been given enough chances because he's not training as well as the others guys.
That is a load of.
How do you know that? Are you at practice? Are you at training, Stefan? How do you know that?
Okay, so do you really think the coach, if he is training better than Trossard or Reece Nelson, won't play Smith-Rowe?
I'm talking about central midfield.
He can play central midfield.
Stefan, I'm talking about central midfield where Fabio Vieira and Kai Havertz are playing. Do you not think after these you'd still carry on playing Fabio Vieira and Kai Havertz?
Right now it's not working. But we have seen Smith-Rowe in center mid. His tactical positioning, especially off the ball, is really poor. That's why he
came on the other day against PSV and done more in half an hour than Kai Havertz done in 65, 70.
I mean, Havertz had a good game. Like that's harsh. I mean, like Smith-Rowe didn't do anything in that game. But okay, I don't know what you watched. That you say Smith-Rowe did so much in that game.
Smith-Rowe came off at the 90th minute. How is he supposed to do anything?
I think it's criminal how much he's been written off.
That I agree. About? The fact that he put him on in the 94th minute, that was crap. I agree with you guys.
We got 2 people that come in. And
Big up
we have
Adrian. Big up Mr. Box Office, by the way.
Adrian and Box Office. Box Office came first. I'm gonna give Box Office the chance to unleash.
Here we go.
He is the professor of truth and entertainment.
I'm
Box
going to
Office.
mute.
Give us your say about today's game.
Well, I'm going to be in the mud today. I'm going to be in the mud in the next couple of weeks. I don't give a man. I don't give a damn because Mr. Box Office, the professor of truth and entertainment, the ratings killer. And all I will say is, and that's it. Where's Jovino, by the way, Arsenal fans? Where is he? Where is he, bruv? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah. Where is Arteta? Where's Arteta? Yeah. Arteta, your hero. Yeah. He got bantered. Bruv. He got bantered out the building, bruv, by Postecoglou, bruv. Yeah. Right. Who's the guy that I don't even rate, bruv? I don't even rate at the moment. Yeah. I'm suddenly convincing, bruv. He holds you, bruv. He owns you, bruv, yeah? He owns you at the fucking building, bruv. That's what he did, bruv, man. Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah? You might as well not even turn up, bruv. Yeah? We played absolutely nobody. Stelios, we played absolutely nobody, didn't we, bruv? Yeah? Oh, Brentford. Yeah? Nobody's, yeah? Who bantered you a couple of weeks ago, bruv, yeah? Yeah? Oh, Manchester United, yeah?
We haven't played Brentford, Alex.
Yeah? You got lucky, bruv.
We haven't played
yeah?
Brentford.
Burnley, yeah? You having a laugh at them? Sheffield United, bruv. Don't give me that, bruv, yeah?
Top teams,
We went to your backyard and we bantered you, bruv, yeah? We owned you, bruv, yeah? We went on the date and we owned you, bruv, yeah?
strong.
That's all I'm saying, bruv, yeah? Maddison made Odegaard look like a bang average centre midfielder, bruv. Yeah, you might as well have been defensive, bruv. Yeah, he's shown you what an attacking midfielder is all about, bruv. Yeah, he owns you, bruv. Yeah, he owns you, bruv. Yeah, and that's it. Van der Ven, yeah, Udoji, yeah, he looked like a mouse. Turned into a man.
Owned today.
Turned into a man, bruv. Yeah, you're loving it, bruv. You're loving it, bruv. Yeah, keep it coming, bruv. Keep it coming, bruv. I don't want to hear it. I don't need to hear it, bruv. And that's it. And that's all I need to say. And that's it. Mr. Box Office talking the truth again to these idiots. And that's it. I'm done with you, bruv. If you don't know, get to know. Back to you, bruv. I'm done mixing these people to pieces. And I'm done.
Udoji was literally your worst player.
Please don't mention my name. Don't come to me.
Do you know what? I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing. I'll say one thing real quick, right? Do you know? I'll say one thing real quick, right? And because I'll give one credit to Postecoglou. Well, I'll give credit to Postecoglou anyway because his game management today was really good. Notice how we've got a manager who does not stop moving. He is dead. Postecoglou had his hands in his pockets and he was just riding it. And that's the thing. No, I'm not new. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to come in and say, "Oh, Postecoglou v Arteta." But I'm saying I would like to see this in Arteta. I think sometimes Arteta's overcomplicating things, and it gets so overwhelming on the team that they just don't know what to. I see so many people coming over to him thinking, "Well, what do we do now? What do we do now?" And I watched Postecoglou today, and I think he brought such a more calming attitude towards the game for the Tottenham players. He just genuinely was sitting there like this with his hands in his pockets saying, I'm going to watch this game and I'll talk to them at half time. I wish Arteta had that because I think if we had more of that, we wouldn't be, I wouldn't say reckless, but we wouldn't be so panicky in terms of, for example.
Connor, do you know what that is? It's called experience. It's just experience. He's more experienced, isn't he?
It's the heightened pressure of the Japanese and the Scottish league is you need to. But okay. But I agree with Connor. I agree with him because I really think that because Arteta is overly emotional. If you watch the old Champions League exits of Man City with Pep Guardiola when they went out to Monaco and they went out to Lyon, Pep was extremely similar in his demeanor, which is he would be edgy on the sideline, continuously making emotions like this, like for every mistake. And I think that panic mode that sets in for some reason after we score the first goal and we back off is channeled a little bit through Arteta. If he can control his emotions and learn that although you can't blame Arteta for the Jorginho mistake, I mean, such an experienced player, you cannot blame the person. However, that jitteriness and that I would say this nervousness that we have, that I've noticed after we score the first goal and we back off a little bit. I do blame Arteta. I agree with Connor on this, that his emotions on the sideline can be a bit too much from time to not from time to time, a lot of the time, especially in high pressure games. And I think he needs to control his emotions more. The fact that Ange was calm wasn't because he's this calm demeanor. He had nothing to lose. He had nothing to lose in this game.
You want me to send the
He's
link?
been calm every single game this season.
He knew, yes, because he knows this year
season.
nobody has any expectations. It's easy to say he's calm when his team finished 8th last year and
He
everybody's
was like that
let's
at
just bring the
Celtic.
good
He was
vibes
like
back.
that in Australia. He was like that in Japan. Every job he's been, that's his personality, Stefan.
Yeah.
He's a
Yes,
calm man.
yes, you think that's his personality. But once,
I got it. I got it.
Jez, we'll send you the link because I would like to hear your opinions.
but,
Do you know what's
but
interesting?
still,
Jez predicted a draw today, and he's an Arsenal fan. And I would like to see why. I would like to hear why Jez predicted that, because he was right, like many of us Spurs fans. You know, it'd be interesting because I still think you Arsenal fans were deluded thinking you were going to batter us today. I stick by that. And it's been proven. It's not even an argument anymore. Yeah, Connor and TJ, to respect to them, they did say on TJ's show, we are concerned by this game, though. They did admit they had a concern, which is fair enough. Because
I mean, our home record, we played better in the last 3 to 4 months, including the end of last.
No, you said you were going to batter us, bro. You said you were going to batter us.
Yes, I did. I honestly did, because we always beat you at the Emirates. It's a common thing. It's just a common thing. Even when we were crap,
looking at the past as a way to measure how this season's going is ridiculous.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So what do you,
Connor, do you have the jet, man?
What do you mean? So you're
All right,
telling me
big up,
you
man.
don't base your expectations. So for example, Spurs have a terrible record.
He had the jet.
Where do you have a terrible record? Stamford Bridge. No, Stamford Bridge, for example. You're telling me that when you go to Chelsea away, you don't base your prediction on the fact that you have a horrendous away record at Stamford Bridge. You don't say, okay, even though we're playing well.
You're clutching at straws with that one, bruv.
Okay.
You're clutching at straws with that one. You are clutching at straws with that one. Oh my God.
Stefan, I predict I don't know when we play Chelsea. If we play Chelsea next 5 games and they're still doing what they're doing and we're still playing like this, I predict we will go there and win. I predict we will beat Chelsea if this keeps going on. I don't care about the past. What I'm seeing now, I predict Spurs will go there and win. I think Spurs will beat Chelsea if this current situation we're seeing at Spurs and at Chelsea continues. We will win.
Chelsea are awful.
I mean, still, if you can't beat them now,
so the past is irrelevant to me for the present.
Okay. Stefan, if you think Spurs will finish 8th and you want to bet still, don't, because you'll lose it heavily. And I'll tell you why you'll lose that
6
bet.
games,
and afterwards, I want you to name.
I'm gonna go get a refresh. I'll be right back.
After I've finished what I've got to say, if we're going to finish 8th, I want you to name the 7 teams that are going to finish in front of us. Yeah, and let me give you some maths. Last year, Liverpool finished 5th on 67 points. Right, so this year, 5th gets you Champions League. Right now, if a team, not necessarily Spurs, wins 23 games, that's 69 points. You could leave right? That still leaves 15 games for any other team who gets 69 points. Do you honestly, in your right mind, think that Spurs are going to throw away 45 points this season and not get Europe? Do you honestly think that? And to get Europe,
I do.
You've got to finish in top 6th, 7th, 8th, or what it is anyway. But the way we're playing, I see us fighting out with Arsenal and Liverpool for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. This team's got.
But by the way, when you said that, even my friend here was like, "What the fuck?" But okay. If you guys think you're gonna finish 3rd or 4th,
explain the what the fuck.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you guys. This is what happens. It's 6 games in. Okay, Man City last year looked awful after the first 6 games. Okay, they recovered and they finished stronger.
We knew they were going to come.
I'm just gonna tell you.
they're a wrong team to pick because they've been consistently good in previous seasons. We're new bloods. We're new bloods on the block. We're a totally new team, totally new refresh. On the block.
You're going through your honeymoon.
You can't compare Man City, the best team in the world, who started off slowly. This season they've started off quick. They're going to twist the league. They're going to twist the league. Right?
Stop picking AFTV guys, Mari. Please.
He was very objective, and that's the one.
No, he wasn't objective. No, he wasn't. He's never been. Because let me tell you, if we beat Man City in 2 weeks, he's gonna come out and say we can win the league. We draw with Spurs. He says we're not gonna do anything. That's him in a nutshell. He fluctuates based on the results. That's AFTV. The only guy that you can
he has not fluctuated in when you guys drop points at the end of the season. He said it was over. Today he said basically it's over, which I agree. Like I said a couple of days before, I said a draw is horrible for Arsenal, better for us because Man City, the only year that they didn't win the league in the last 5 years is when Liverpool was off the gates, winning games, and City couldn't catch up because Liverpool the COVID year was phenomenal. This year, Man City is 6 for 6, looking great, not looking like they're going to drop points yet. Where you guys are now trailing, and there's not evidence that any team can overcome. That's why all over TV, all of them said basically it's going to be extremely tough to win the league. Now in the chats, you said that you guys are still going to win the league. It's going to have to be Man City totally falling on their face.
Of course.
Jez, I want to get Jez's view of the game. Big up Jez. Your view of today's game from all angles. Definitely Arsenal's perspective, Spurs' perspective.
Well, it's quite clear, mate. Arsenal were crap. Rubbish.
Thanks.
There's nothing else to say, really. I don't understand how an Arsenal team can't get up for a North London derby when, and I will say, I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me, right? Our biggest rivals, because Tottenham are our noisy neighbours, right? You are our noisy neighbours. You're not our greatest rivals in football in competitions. That's Man United back in time and Liverpool back in time. But you're down the road. So you are the noisy neighbours next door. You like to make out that you're the big boys, but you're not. You don't win fuck all. You haven't won shit for years. But it's still the North London derby, right?
Hold on, mate. Derby or not, you finished in front of us once, I think, in 6 seasons or 7 seasons.
Is there a trophy for that, Adrian?
And before that, Adrian, can you stop using it? Can Spurs fans stop using it as a stat? Because before
you won, Adrian.
Hold on. Your Arsenal fans always did it before. St. Totteringham's Day and all that.
Exactly. You gave it a name.
Now we can't reverse it. Yeah.
Adrian, stop being a fucking.
Hey, Adrian's right. You gave it a name.
You've given it the big one for years until Potts come along and put you in your place, right? And we were finishing above you every season, right? All of a sudden, like you've had to cut the gobby. You finished above us in one season, 5 or 6.
Tiger Cup.
And you're giving it all the big one. And prior to the game, you're giving it, we're going to beat you 5-0, 4-0. Not even like 2-1.
Jez and I didn't say that, to be fair.
Jez, can I ask Jez a question? Jez, can I ask you a question? You actually said that you would draw today, right? And yes. I before you came on just now, I did say I'm really interested to hear what Jez has to say because Jez predicted a draw. Jez, why did you predict a draw when 95% of your fan base predicted that we would lose quite badly? Why did you think it was a draw?
Why did you think it? We haven't got the depth of squad. We've got injuries. We've got and the injury level's gone up today. Declan Rice is out. Saka went off limping, right? And I've said, mate, from day one, we have got the weakest squad out there. And I predicted the fact that Tottenham would come and get a draw. So it's
why does Jez? So why does 95% of your fan base not see that? Why did they see it? Are they just deluded or something?
Because they're looking for views.
Because
A lot of them are looking for views. A lot of them are looking for views.
They're idiots because I even said it, right? I even said it yesterday, right?
Great argument.
Right, on Lee Cummer's show, he was going 5-2, 5-2. I said, Lee, you just jinxed it. You just fucking jinxed it, man. Right? Because we ain't going to win 5-2, right? This is not back in the glory days when we had a great team. We've got a pony team, okay? We've got players that will disappear tomorrow, but they're not up for the big game, right? So, had a draw written all over it.
Can I, Murray, can I just
didn't win.
Can I just quickly share one thing with you guys, because something that just came up, and I just need to show you because I'll forget otherwise, right? Lisa says, I'm more happy Chelsea lost. So after the game, we left the Emirates. We had to go down the Holloway Road, which is never a nice experience for Lagooners. Got to Holloway Station, got into the train station, right? The platform was 90% Gooners, 10% Spurs. There's a little bit of hostility in there, but nothing serious. And then the most ridiculous thing happened. A Chelsea fan walks down the platform, right? You've got Arsenal and Tottenham, and they just lost 1-0. That fan got ruined by the whole platform.
What was he doing there, Steph? What was he doing there?
Getting the wrong
it's the only time I've seen Spurs and Arsenal unite. That Chelsea fan got pelted. My God.
Chelsea in the mud.
No, but
how the hell did you end up?
But Jessica, can I ask you something? There is not a stadium that Spurs have lost more since the Emirates Stadium has been built. Why were you surprised that Arsenal fans were predicting that most Arsenal fans that we would beat Spurs?
I don't get. Well, I'll tell you why. A lot of Arsenal fans are deluded, right? They follow the narrative of the fact, and this is fact, right? They follow the narrative of a certain channel, right? A big Arsenal channel, which is just pure bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you actually go to the Emirates and listen to what a lot of fans say, they want that channel out because this particular channel was once supposedly for the speak of the Arsenal fans. It's not. It's all about money with them now. It's all fakeness. It's all about acting. It's all about interacting with the club, right? Sponsorships, sponsorship things about having these razors that you can shave your bollocks and all this sort of shit, right?
What's bad about that, Jazz?
That is what it is about. They're in it for the money. Yeah. Have you ever seen the most sickening fucking channel ever where you've got that silly little prick, right, with an apple, shaving an apple? I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't think Manscaped. I don't think we're ever going to get sponsorship from Manscaped now.
No,
You lost your sponsorship opportunity a long time ago on this channel, Stel.
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
But Jess, if you watch, if you watch that specific channel and you see the predictions, a number of them were quite, I would say, conservative. Two of them said, I remember watching the podcast, two of them said 2-1. One of them said 4-1. And then the last one, the fourth guy said 3-2. So this delusion that you're trying to create, that we all know which channel that you're talking about. Your main how should I say, YouTube buddy predicted 5-2. Was he delusional also?
Are you talking about Arsenal TV and trips?
No.
No,
no. Adrian, we're talking about Adrian's asking about Lee Gunner.
Yeah, no,
or,
I mean,
or judge or like or
No, he's
Lee-
asking
I
about
remember- I remember-
Lee Gunner because Lee Gunner put out a video yesterday, and big
Yeah,
up Lee, he's a good friend of ours.
he said
He put
5-2.
out a video saying 5-2. So
Yeah.
and so Stefan is asking what Jez thought about that.
Yeah, but fans always do that. Whatever club you belong to, I know we're rivals here, but I mean, like fans of all clubs, you find that majority of fans will, right? When it comes to predicting the result of the game, whether you're a Liverpool fan, Man United fan, the majority of fans, the more nervous the fan is, the higher, the bigger the scoreline. Instead of it
That
being
doesn't
like
make sense,
2-1 or
Adrian.
1-0, it's 3-0,
Yes.
4-0, 4-1, 5-1. And that shows how nervous they are to make such big predictions, because we all know those results are very rare. So that's what happens. I see it. I did go for a 3-1 to Spurs, but that's because like on one game I was at the Old Highbury. We won there 3-1. I had fond memories of it. So I just picked that as random, really. I didn't have a clue what the score would be. I didn't know who was going to win, whether it was going to draw. I just didn't want to lose the game. And as it turned out, I'm happy. We're very happy. Arsenal mates I know that I've spoken to since, they feel like it's a defeat for them.
Yeah.
And if if they do, well, good.
No, but if you
No, but can we let Jez answer the question?
Adrian, you have to realise this, okay? Respectfully to you, Lee runs a massive 2 YouTube channels, right? He does it for reaction to a point.
Well, of course.
And of course, if he makes out a comment of what his prediction is, he's going to get reaction. And he earns money from it.
Of course.
He earns a big money, right? So he's going to say these things to get reaction. And that's what he does. And fair play to him. I know exactly what he really meant because I talk with him all the time. But you have to respect the man, the fact what he's trying to do. It's his livelihood.
Yeah, well, you get
but-
the same thing with Talk Shite Radio, don't you? I mean, they're there. All they want to do is to start a wind up and provoke fans to phone, and then they go like, "Come." And Spurs fans don't phone in too much, and they go like, "Oh, come and you Spurs fans phone in." But we've been wise to Talk Shite Radio for a long time, and we're not the most avid phone in people fans to that show, because we know. They're just on a wind up and trying to provoke people up. That's their business, to attract viewers and all that. They'll do it. The question is, I think it depends on what sort of generation you come from, how young you are through generations, to whether you're going to bite and phone into these shows, or you're going to, if you're going to take the bait, and phone in, because that's what they want you to do, and it's the same when, because like you say, it's provoke a reaction, and most reporting is based on negativity anyway. They don't want Arsenal and Spurs to draw 2-2. They want one team to win so as they can slag the losers off, basically. If it's Liverpool,
Paul Merson,
the same thing.
Look at Paul Merson. He is supposed to be a pundit. He's not a YouTuber.
He's a prick.
A pundit. For him to say 5-0.
No,
and
he never said 5-0. That's not true.
And I'm gonna bring up to what's the other guy's name? Former Spurs.
He said that Arsenal would batter you guys. He didn't say 5-0. That's not true.
Oh, okay, all right, I'll take that back. And then the other guy, who's a bitter Spurs player, the one that made the
Darren Bent. You are talking about
Darren Bent. Yeah. All right. What do we think about these guys? Right, they're supposed to be the professionals, professional coaches, ballers, players.
They're biased, Mark. They're just biased. Just like 4 years ago, I remember Tim Sherwood before a North London derby at the Emirates picked an all 11 of Spurs, and then you guys came to the Emirates and got bumped 2-0. So they're just biased. Tim Sherwood played for Spurs. Darren Bent had a terrible time at Spurs and grew up an Arsenal fan. Listen, do I think you can be like, you can't have these type of, Paul Merson, he just said that he thinks Arsenal are a much better team and that if they play open football, that you guys would get better. He didn't say 5-0. Darren Bent just, Darren Bent is too much.
But he was wrong, Stefan. He was wrong.
Yes,
lot of-
you
all
can be
Arsenal,
wrong.
all,
You can be
all
lot of
wrong.
Arsenal fans
pundits
were
when
wrong
they
to
talk,
suggest that
right?
we couldn't come to your ground, play football our
Yeah.
way, and get something.
Yeah.
Because
Everyone was
no,
wrong about that.
history. Because
We
history
weren't wrong.
suggests it,
We
Stel.
weren't wrong. What history?
What history?
Mourinho went
You
there and
haven't
sat
lost.
back, put 10 men behind the ball. Conte went there. As soon as we had a player sent off, he brought on 4 defenders and just fucking damaged the imitation. Poch went to your ground. He got a draw once or twice because he played attacking
Yes,
football.
but Poch did not play open football against the
Yes,
Stel.
he did. What are
No,
you
he
talking
didn't.
about?
Okay,
What are you talking about?
Go rewatch those games. If
I
he
know
played
my team.
full
I
open
know
football,
what I know
okay.
what I saw Poch play.
Well,
You
I don't
listen.
know.
We didn't play Conte ball with Poch.
No, you didn't play
notion,
comfortable, but you
right?
didn't play open, expansive football with Poch.
Stefan,
I remember the game.
best, some of the craziest games of football I've seen in the last 5 years was Man City, Liverpool, because they both just went at each other. And you know what? No team battered the other. It was always a tight game, one goal in it.
It was always 0-0.
And this notion of if one team goes for the other team with a high line, the other team will pick them off. What, like we can't do the same to you? And we said this. We kept saying this for a whole week. If you play with a high line, you're going to be in trouble as well. And we told you this. But you ignored it. You dismissed it, and you totally dismissed it because you didn't want to hear it.
Yours was it off our
So many
mistakes?
fans did that.
Romero's handball, Romero's own goal.
No,
You just said-
the
You just said
if you watch, okay, let me explain. The first goal was a great build-up play in which we isolated Saka on the right side. He cut inside and shot. That's a clear build-up play. That's a clear
goal. Yeah,
no, that's a
it was
clear
own goal
play.
of our mistake.
Stefan, it was a massive own goal, dude. It was a massive own goal.
But the own goal,
I don't fault Romero for that. There was Arsenal players behind him. When you defend, I played as a defender. If you don't know who's to your right and left and who's behind you, if the ball comes to you,
it was going way wide, Adrian. I think you're making excuses for Romero.
No. But it comes from him. If it comes from him along the ground, no, seriously. If it was along the ground, that shouldn't have been an own goal.
That shot was going wide. Me, Will, and Mari were watching
and
that.
Then,
I mean,
but you look at the Arsenal. Hold on, it was going wide. It was.
Okay, so why stick your leg out?
Wide. That is not.
You can't take the chance as a defender. You can't take the chance and wait for the ball to go to the player's foot and then be like, oh well, I guess I should have blocked it.
He stuck his leg out. It was going 5 feet wide.
That's all right. Looking at it like. I get where you're coming from saying it's going wide because you're watching on the telly. Stel knows he's a coach, right? I was involved in amateur football back.
Stel, was that going wide?
Myself, right?
That wasn't going wide.
If you look behind him,
you've
got 2 Arsenal players behind him.
He
doesn't know who's to his left. He's facing the goalkeeper. Unless he's turned his head and had a quick look round, he doesn't know. It's his job to deal with it because the ball's coming at him. I think you
guys are circling your wagons around Romero. You guys can't admit that he had a bad game.
He had a bad game.
I'll give you my opinion on that goal, right? My opinion on that goal is that I blame Romero, but I don't blame him, and I'll explain why. He doesn't know what's behind him, so he's got to do something. But once you make a decision, though, you got to make the decision. And I don't think he made a decision, which is why when he stuck his leg out, that wasn't a clearance or a block. He just kind of stuck his leg out. So I think he knew what he wanted to do, but he didn't do it. So you kind of have to blame him for that. You have to. But if he didn't do something, he doesn't know what's behind him. So do you know what? Listen, I'll give you a quote that I think it was Ancelotti that said it. I could be wrong. One of the top managers in football once said, "An own goal isn't luck. If you put enough pressure on a team, you can force errors. So maybe Arsenal forced an error.
No,
maybe.
we built up the play really well. Saka cut inside, nobody covered him. That put pressure on Romero to actually take control of the situation.
Isn't that what I just said, Stefan? You forced an error.
I think we're all agreeing. We're just saying different things.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But the second mistake was poor, Stel. You can't have your hands up like that.
No, dude. No. The second one was crazy, bro. That was nuts. I mean,
he's playing volleyball in the box.
Why are you conflating that penalty now with what we're discussing? We haven't finished
Romero-
discussing. what
Can
we're
I
discussing.
ask? I want to
Romero,
ask Jez this because
one
Jez
minute.
was a ref.
Romero did the same thing. Romero did the same thing against Man United, and it wasn't given.
And it should have been a penalty. We all know it should have been a penalty.
No,
Jez.
because it's subjective as to whether or not the speed of the ball and the proximity the defender's in, whether the defender could have got out of it. It's all subjective. This is the problem with VAR. It's subjective. You just have to take it. I accepted it. I don't argue Stefan.
His arm was here.
Dude, I'm not arguing you. I don't argue with VAR because I've accepted that VAR is so subjective. It's just a free for all. Whatever the decision is, I just accept it nowadays.
So
That's
wait,
me.
Stefan,
Yeah.
last week, right? I mean, Stone at Brentford, first match of the season. They gave Brentford a penalty for like virtually farting and gliding past. He barely touched the player. Hold on. I'm having a pop at VAR, not anything else, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we played Sheffield United, and the Sheffield United player took Maddison's leg from behind. It was a clear-cut stonewall penalty, and it wasn't given. So all I'm saying about penalties is handball or not, right? These debates are going to carry on all through the season because you're always going to get these decisions until they say, like, we've got a standard for this. We've got some sort of protocol for this because
does anyone know what handball is anymore?
And even the clear and obvious is a load of bollocks.
I don't know what handball is anymore.
The key is
because VAR will interfere when something's not clear and obvious. Let the referee do it. And when has anyone in this panel or in the chat seen a referee go over to a screen and not give the penalty? Because as soon as he goes to the screen, he's going to give the penalty.
I knew as soon as he was going over the screen, he was going to get given. So real quick, can I ask Jez this though, real quick, because Jez hasn't talked in a minute. I wanted to get Jez and then maybe Mr. Box Office because he's been sitting there for a minute too. Jez, what did you think? Do you think that was a nailed on pin, or do you think that there's some interpretation for it?
Right. Okay. I'm an ex-referee and I refereed at quite a high level, not Premier League, obviously not that level. But the fact remains, if you make an arm movement like that and the ball hits you, it's not a penalty. You're protecting your body. And if you look at the law of the game, it says that is not hand to ball. That is the clear rule. If you do that outside of your body, that is handball. Clear.
Jez, do you know what's wrong with that?
There's two things to take in consideration, aren't there?
His hand is in an unnatural position,
right? Hand to ball, or ball to hand. And that's where you have to make a decision on. Now, there is a grey area in situations when players are falling and stumbling and all that, Now, all right, it was given. In other games, it might not be given. We can debate this for hours. Whether we want it, we support different teams. And
I agree.
We could debate this for hours, but we need more clarity. And remember in the old days, Jez, you look like you've been around a while like me, right? You used to have like the spirit of the law. Back in the days in the spirit of the law, you wouldn't give that, right? It doesn't matter. The game's over. It's 2-2. The result's done, right? In the spirit of the game, you wouldn't give that. In the spirit of the game, you definitely wouldn't give a penalty against Sissoko in the Liverpool European Champions League Cup final. That was an absolute fucking disgrace, in my opinion. But these things are done. They're history now. The game's done, right? What they should be looking at is how can we make things more fairer and clearer? Not because it's Spurs versus Arsenal or whatever, but because we're getting penalties that are given in some games, and for the same thing in other games they're not given. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Totally agree with you, Adrian. I totally agree with you. This is the problem, my friend, is that there's such discrepancies in the modern laws of football.
Mm-hmm.
The offside law is an absolute bloody disgrace.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Okay? It's nonsensical. Back in the day when I refereed, it was clearly very easy. Very, very easy. Now, I don't know how referees today actually manage that offside law in an amateur status. Right? Because we all know when you're playing on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday morning, when you got the substitutes with their bloody spare shirts being off like linesmen, right? And they don't want to do it. So you know that law's never going to work, right? And so it's an absolute mishmash, right?
Yeah.
And even at the level that I did referee at, which was a decent level, county level, I dare say it, I did actually referee once Arsenal ladies. But the fact remains is that it's a nonsensical situation because the indecisions that are made by referees now make the game stupidity. And Adrian, I totally agree with you, my friend. I totally agree with you. It's a stupidity situation. Nobody, even the players, don't really know what's going to happen.
Well, to me, Jez, like offside, right? Now, when it goes down to VAR offside, right? To me, you should only give offside if it's on the place of the body where the player scores from, so his feet or head, not a nasal hair, not where his elbow's offside or his shoulders offside. If it's his foot or his head that's offside, I'm fine with that because you can score with those two parts, right? But I'm not fine when it is an elbow or is leaning over or
Adrian,
whatever like that. To me, it's just bullshit.
You can't do that because then there will be a very blurred line. So some people will say, "Oh, but you're judging this as an offside based on his like little knee," or so. It's gonna create too many arguments in terms of some people will view something as an offside, others won't. That's why they say every part of your body is offside. So then there's no argument. And I think the discussion isn't based on the laws of football. I think the problem is the shit refereeing in the UK, which is an absolute disgrace that the richest league in the world cannot do VAR. Like, go watch the La Liga or
you could simplify it, Stefan. You could simplify it like it was in the old days. You could say, right, okay, hold on. If you wouldn't even need the VAR lines, right? If you said if a player's level, he's not offside. Simple. It's done.
No,
you've got it all in one there. You've got the whole body of the player. He's in line. Whether he's a little bit over past the defender or not, he's in line. It's not offside. Goal. And you want more goals in the game, so let's go for it.
I think you should take the decision away from people drawing the lines. Do what in the Champions League do and in the World Cup with the automated offside lines, and teach new referees, because these referees are the epitome of mediocrity and I would say incompetence. A number of these referees have made numerous mistakes every single week. We don't see this in La Liga. They use VAR much quicker. I'll give you guys an example. I went to watch a match. I went to watch a match in the Bulgarian league. Okay, they used VAR. I watched them use VAR better than in the Premier League. They used VAR. It was quick. They looked at the screen. They made a decision. In the Premier, how many times Arsenal got? It cost us 3 points last season against.
1 minute, Stefan. 1 minute, Stefan. Sorry. 1 second. Right. So I work in football, right? And I'm going to give the referees a bit of slack here, right? There's 3 things that we're not taking into consideration. Number 1 is this, right? This is the laws of the game. I have a copy. It's 500 pages. No fan, no pundit knows the laws of the game. The only people that have read that 500 booklet are die-hard football fans that are just junkies on knowledge, or the referees. And you've got to know that inside out, right? So we don't know the rules the way they do. Number 2, there's an issue. I know it's their job, but it's not our job. So they know better than us, is my point.
No, they
Number
don't,
2,
because every single week
Stefan, wait, dude. You don't know the laws of the game the same as a ref. You don't. I don't.
I'm not saying I do. I'm not saying I do,
Yeah.
but
I'm not saying you, Stefan. Just let me finish my point, because you jump in without me finishing, so there's no context to your argument.
Sorry.
So number 1, referees, they know the game far better than us when it comes to the rules. Whether we like the laws of the game is a different conversation. Their job is to apply it. Number 2, you've got this issue where the rules are applied differently in different competitions. For example, the handball that was given against Man United midweek, that is a new Champions League directive. They have to give that. That same rule in the Premier League, they don't give it because the Champions League have said to be stricter on it, whereas in the Premier League, no, we're not as strict. So therefore, you've got the same rule applied differently in different competitions. That's stupid. It's not universal. And finally, the Premier League is the fastest paced league in the world. To be a referee in the Premier League, it is at such a fast pace. The referees can't keep up with it as much as maybe other leagues. I'm not defending refs, Stefan. I'm not here to defend referees.
They get paid 30K a week, man.
Stefan. Yeah, and Kai Havertz gets paid 200 grand a week. He's still shit. Your point doesn't make sense.
Bring up Kai Havertz to a discussion. You have no relation to, man.
Then don't talk about referee salary.
Why are you defending refereeing?
The salary because you're not listening to my point. I'm not defending refs, Stefan. I'm not defending refs. All I'm trying to say is the referee's job, especially in the Premier League, is fucking hard. I'm not saying the refs are good, by the way. I'm not defending the refs. You're not listening to my point. I'm not defending refs. But when most fans don't know the laws of the game, the referees are refereeing in the fastest paced league in the world, and the referees in England have to apply the rules slightly different to other competitions. We are creating a mess. FIFA, I'm blaming FIFA and UEFA. They are creating a mess, mate.
I'm with you, still. I don't blame
the why is there? Wait.
If it comes down to offsides, the referee needs his linesman. What irks me is when linesmen don't keep up with the play. They should be fit enough to run where they know the line across the pitch, where the players are at all times. So whether the ball's kicked long by a goalkeeper or the other way, and there's a quick change of play, the linesman should be really near the last, on both sides, should be near the last player on the pitch.
The problem is
they're caught out, and they're caught out of position, and they're not sure whether it's offside or not. I'm thinking like you haven't kept up with play.
Guys, you're focusing on the rest. How many weeks in a row? How many weeks in a row do we see? And this is almost every week now. A ref being suspended for making some horrific decisions. I can't remember the last game.
But you as a fan, Stefan, get 700 replays. That referee gets one moment.
Now, why?
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about
when they're reviewing stuff on
VAR. I want to talk about this question from Phil.
I'm going to start with box office and then go to Della Spurs. Question: did Eddie Nketiah get away not getting a red?
Absolutely.
It wasn't a red.
Absolutely.
It wasn't a red.
Absolutely.
I've got a bounce.
That's the question. It's debate.
Jez,
All right, see you later, Jez. Take it easy, man.
I don't think it was a red because it's more of a scissors.
Hold on.
Can
we let Jez plug real quick?
Yep.
Sorry?
Go ahead, Jez. Go ahead, Jez.
What?
I know you were saying you were heading out. Yeah, plug your channel real quick.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
It's Arsenal history and more. Guys, thanks for great chat tonight, Adrian, everybody. Great being on here. You're absolute legends. You really are. And thanks for having me on. And we'll talk in the week. And well done to Tottenham, I have to say. You got a 2-2.
Hey, we love you, Jez. We love you, man. The top guy.
Of course he loves you,
Joe. But I did predict 2-2.
Stefan going to cry about that as well, man. Fuck yeah.
I'm jealous, Stel. I want you to love me. For fuck's sake.
I should have put money on it. I should have put a bet on that one. I didn't. It is what it is, man. But guys, have a great show. Thanks for having me on. And take care.
Take it easy, Jez. Have a good one.
See you, man.
All right.
As you are.
Box office, you were saying you thought it was a red.
Yeah, I think he was very lucky not to get a red, to be honest. Yeah,
that is actually ridiculous.
Yeah,
he didn't. If he had made contact with the studs, if he had made
just on the
contact
penalty, you know, I think I'm gonna have to go after this anyway because I've got my other is bothering me at the moment. Yeah, it's just yeah, I've got to say this. I mean, if that's a penalty, I want to see penalties like that every single day. Then that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? There needs to be consistency then, because I don't want to see the excuse saying, "Oh well, his hands in an unnatural position or natural position, so that's why it's not a penalty if it hits a hand." That should be a penalty every single day then for everyone. You know?
Yes, it's a clear
That's where my
penalty.
problem is.
It's a clear
You see what I'm
penalty,
saying?
Alex.
I'm sorry because it's ridiculous. Because that is not a penalty regardless.
How is it not a penalty?
It's not a penalty.
Wait, Alex,
It's not a penalty.
I'm
but
gonna
anyway, I
ask
don't
you
want to get
this.
into this whole
It's
thing about
absolutely
what's
a
a penalty,
penalty.
not
It's
a penalty.
absolutely a
Alex,
penalty.
wait.
If he bats 4 penalties, whatever,
Oh,
I don't
wow.
really care.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Because at the end of the day, we
Spurs
hold
fans.
you, we held you, and we owned you, bruv. So I don't need to go there anyway.
Yeah,
My point
you really
is,
did.
yeah,
I
because
think
the point
I think a draw is a little bit a long way from owning, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah,
No,
well,
no, they
point
owned
is,
us, TJ. They owned us. They owned us
TJ,
with
you
a
had your
draw.
5 minutes of fame, bruv. Yeah, now Mr. Box Office has got his time to
Here we
shine.
go. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? The main event speaking.
Here comes the WWE promo. I'm here.
The
Go
main
for it.
event speaking. Yeah, and you need to listen. You know what I mean? And take your lessons. Yeah, maybe Stefan more than TJ, because Stefan actually TJ actually understands a little bit more. Is more realistic than Stefan here. You know what I mean? That needs to go down and understand what
Alex,
owning is. You know what I mean? But anyway, my point
don't
is,
backtrack and kiss his ass.
my
Don't
point is, I'm
backtrack
still
and kiss his
speaking.
ass.
I'm
Come
still
on,
speaking.
Alex.
My voice is still speaking. The
Don't
main
backtrack
event's still
and kiss his
speaking,
ass.
Stefan.
What subject
The
are
point
you talking
is,
about?
the point is that if that is a penalty, it should be a penalty every single day. I don't want to see excuses, but we're gonna see excuses every single time. You see what I'm saying? And that's my problem. That is my problem.
Alex,
Yeah?
if that had been
But
the
it didn't
opposite,
matter. It didn't matter anyway because we still drew, even though you got a helping hand from the referee, and that's it. So I'm
champions,
sorry.
you drew.
Yeah, for a team that did nothing, played nobodies. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Because did anybody see Jorginho, bruv? No, we didn't. Yeah.
Who's
The man that's the
Jorginho?
reject from
Jorginho
Chelsea, by
left
the
2
way.
years ago.
Yeah. And by the way,
2014.
yeah, Arteta didn't help himself as well, by the way, with his formation, his lineup as well, bruv. Yeah. His lineup
Formation
gave
was
the game
fine.
away to
What
us,
are you
bruv.
talking about?
Yeah.
Half of
Jorginho,
the team was
Trossard
injured,
wasn't even
Alex.
playing, bruv. I started to get confident, bruv. Yeah. Yeah. And then Rice wasn't on, came off because he got bantered.
Injured.
Yeah. He got bantered
Injured.
by Basuma and my man
he didn't.
Madison.
No,
my man
Basuma was
Madison.
awful in the
Yeah.
first half. Awful.
How does it feel? How does it feel that you got a bang average midfielder in Odegaard, bruv?
You want some?
Yeah.
You
How
want
does
some
it feel?
syrup with that waffle?
How does it feel?
With that waffle.
How does it
Absolute
feel?
waffle, Alex.
How does it
This is
feel?
awful.
Somebody
clip this.
You
This is
understand how
awful.
Mr. Box Office is shameless, bruv. He's
I thought you were the Rock.
shameless.
I thought you were
He's
the Rock. But
unleashed,
you're really
bruv.
disco. You're really disco inferno. You're
No,
awful.
I'm not Disco Inferno. It's like this, bruv. It's how it goes like this. It sounds like this. Back to life. Back to reality. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
DJ,
And that's it. I think I'm done bantering these Arsenal fans now, bruv. I've had my fun now, bruv. Yeah. I've had my Big Mac, bruv. Yeah. I've had my Big Mac already, bruv. I've had my food already, bruv. So I'm done now, bruv, yeah? Thanks to Mari to invite me, bruv, yeah? And that's it. Mr. Box Office TV, yeah? I'm still giving reality to Tottenham fans, yeah? I'm still giving reality. But I had a little bit of fun today, bruv, yeah? I've been in the mud a couple of weeks' time, I'll tell you that for a fact. And that's it. But that's all I need to say, and that's it. Big up to everybody, yeah? Big up to Stefan for taking corn. Big up for TJ. Big up to Stelios. Big up to Adrian, even though he keeps on interrupting me. And big up to Mari as well.
Well,
Big
we'll
up to
continue
Scott
to
here
do
below
so.
me as well. Back to you, Mari. I'm done. Mr. Box Office out of here, and that's it. If you don't know, get to know. I'm out of here.
I definitely disagree with Alex with Odegaard. I think Odegaard is absolute quality.
Where you see this rumor about Madison? Because
Alex, it's just Alex. You have to take
Madison outbeat him for months. No. I need to know from real, confirmed, because I don't see it anywhere on Twitter.
Sources.
What sources?
I did see it on Twitter that it was
what are you guys
that
talking
he is
about?
injured for an extended period of time.
Who?
So we need a real source, but I am seeing rumors that he's
DJ,
who
who are you talking about?
Madison.
All right.
I mean, honestly, if you saw a replay of the way his knee extended, I was like, ACL. That was really bad.
It looked bad.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised he came back on.
Not an ACL because he carried on playing after. If it was an ACL, he would have gone off.
When players go down, we know a lot of them fake injuries for time wasting. I always look at their faces to actually see if they're in pain, if they're screaming, putting their faces up and all that. No, he wasn't. I actually thought Saka looked like he was in pain when he went down.
Yeah,
I thought he might have a bit of a knock that might affect him.
But guys, I'm not gonna make excuses here, but I mean, Spurs fans also forget that we were missing Partey, Declan Rice, Martinelli. I'm just saying,
better squad than we've got. You cannot do that. We haven't got.
You cannot do that. Take up Basula or Madison.
We lost one of the best strikers in Premier League history. We lost one of the best strikers in Premier League history.
Still, we're talking. So
Brenton Cord's been out since February.
You guys are playing better without him.
How much money have Arsenal spent on players compared to Spurs?
How much money
over the last 5 years?
No, I'm not saying he's not a best striker, but come on, Harry. You guys are going on about your ex-girlfriend, and you guys are doing better without him.
Yeah, but if you're going to talk about. Yeah, but if you're going to talk about top players being out, then include our top players that are out as well. Or
he's not a player. He's not your player anymore.
Yeah, but that's the weakness.
You cannot use him as an excuse. That is ridiculous. Stop it, Phil.
Spurs are better with Kane than without. Fact.
Well, how? No. You started better.
How can you say that?
You are undefeated in your first 6 games. Are you serious?
With a different manager and a different system.
Best ever start is it?
With a different manager and a different system.
Was in our midfield.
Okay, I disagree with that. I
think the best midfield in the Premier League.
Oh, here we go.
Madison and Basula. Easy. No, we would. We would.
So we can bring up Bentancur then. Can we say that we draw because we had Bentancur? Can we say that we drew because we had Bentancur?
We haven't seen Bentancur in a year, De La Spurs.
Yeah. Okay, so he's still an injured player. That's one of our top players.
You don't know if Bentancur is going to come back the same player. You don't know.
You're making excuses for a player that had so much effect for us last year when we lost him.
In every big game, he ghosted. He was shit in every big game. He was dominated by every midfield.
What the fuck are you talking about? He was in the team that won 3-2 at the Etihad, and he was instrumental in that game. Stop talking out your ass, man. You've got no facts to back up the shit that comes out your mouth. Do you know that? You're ridiculous. You argued with me earlier on that you had the same amount of chances as us in the first half, and you had more. And then TJ, an Arsenal fan, had to school you and say, no, you're talking shit. This is the facts. You do this all the time.
In my opinion, we had better chances than you.
And you carry on. The facts tell you otherwise, dude.
No, the facts. I said better chances. I said better chances.
Deflected goal and a penalty. You didn't have better chances. Your keeper had to make saves. Our keeper made one earlier, one from the Johnson
save. Which save did he make apart from the Johnson save? Tell me another save he made. Tell me another save, Adrian. Give me an instance where he made a save.
They were on target in the first half, and then on the second half.
Tell me another big save that David Raya had to make.
I don't give a shit. I said we'd get to two. I was right. You said you'd win. You're wrong. I don't care. I've got a question for you, right? I've got a question for you. On a serious note.
You were right with a prediction. Sports. Well done.
Correct. Yeah, keep clapping. Keep clapping.
No,
keep clapping. Right. So my question for you is,
1 week you're great, the next year an idiot. That's sports.
Today, mate, whatever. I was right. You were wrong. Today,
okay, you're gonna be wrong next week.
Today, you're always okay. All right. Well, next week we'll deal with that one. Today, right?
What are you gonna say now? What bullshit?
What do you as Arsenal fans honestly make about Arteta's ability to now manage your squad that's got injuries that are building up? Is he the kind of manager that can navigate that? And the reason I ask you this, the reason I ask you this question is because a couple of weeks ago,
tell me.
A pundit asked Ange Postecoglou, Ange, is the honeymoon period about to come to an end at Spurs? You're off to a good start, but is this all, is this just a honeymoon period? And Ange's response to the media wasn't to moan about any injuries we might have, not to moan about not having spent lots of money. He's only just started a job. His response was, are you married? And the interviewer said, "Yeah, I am." He goes, "Well, I don't know what your honeymoon was like, but my honeymoon wasn't with not losing the best player this club's had in 10 years. My honeymoon was nothing like that." And he went on to say, it's been a tricky start, but he's just got on with it. So my question to you as Arsenal fans,
what a manager! If only Arsenal.
My question to you as Arsenal fans is, our manager's response to those kinds of questions is, "I just get on with it." Is Arteta capable to just get on with it? Because today, when he had to make those changes, I thought you became much weaker.
Well,
Reece Nelson.
No, wait. Let me please.
Reece Nelson is all I have to say.
No.
Reece
Can
Reece
he
Nelson.
get the best? Can he get the best out of the second string? Can he?
I'll let Stefan answer, and then
answer
I
this?
actually do want to answer that one.
That's like the
I'm genuinely want to know.
No,
Yeah.
can I answer? Can I? Will you
course you
interrupt
can.
me
Yeah,
though
yeah.
after 10 seconds, like you always do?
I'm waiting for you to answer, Stefan.
Will you let
I'm
me
waiting for
answer?
you to answer.
Okay, you're
Answer
interrupting
then.
me again. Shut up
Answer.
and let me answer.
Answer. I'm waiting.
Don't say answer. I'm asking you. Okay, thank you.
You're asking. That means I've got to give you an answer.
How can you compare the fact that Arteta made substitutes that weren't good? Well, obviously, we went
I
from
never said that. That's not the question.
Wait.
That's not the question.
You didn't go 5 seconds,
shut
Stel.
up.
You gotta wait, Stel. You gotta wait.
Answer the
please.
question. Don't make up another question then. I never asked you that. I asked you, can your manager deal with injuries?
Stel, can you stay quiet for 10 seconds? Please.
Okay, wait.
Ready? Okay, go ahead.
Let us count 10 seconds first, and then we can continue. Okay. Thank you. Oh, wait. Oh, it's done. Okay.
Now he's going to interrupt you again.
Sorry. Yeah. He can, but sometimes there are certain players you cannot replace. For example, the quality going from Partey to Rice to then Jorginho is big. And it was shown in the midfield, because in the first half, I think we were winning the midfield battle. We had dominated for most of the first half with Declan Rice. When he went off, we kind of, even though Jorginho was poor and made the mistake, so the depth and quality. Then if you go to left wing, we lost Martinelli. We lost a forward who is in lethal form in Trossard, a tremendous finisher who probably would have finished one of those chances that we got in the first half. We lost him, and we go to Reece Nelson, who's barely got any game time this season. So the change in quality, no matter how Arteta changes it or whatever he does, is substantial. It's like saying going from William Saliba to Rob Holding, that it's on the manager that suddenly our defense looked worse. No, just the depth, the difference in quality is just bigger. So it looks like it. And it was obvious today that we missed Partey, we missed Rice in the second half. We did. We missed the actual physicality. So this concept that Arteta is poor at making substitutions, I think is just he didn't have any other choice than to put on Jorginho, because Rice had a calf injury.
You haven't answered my question.
You didn't answer the
so
question. You
fucking
didn't answer the
annoying,
question.
dude,
You didn't answer the question, Stefan.
This is
All right,
degenerate.
can you ask me the question, and I will answer it. Ask the question.
Can your manager, TJ, manage and navigate the season with these injuries? For example, Postecoglou, a lot of fans criticised Porro not being able to defend. Kulusevski's finished. Son's finished. Pape Sarr's too young. Yet Postecoglou's taken these players and playing them every week, and we're getting results. So in my view, I think Postecoglou can navigate. I'm not saying he can do it every week, but he's shown that he's got some capability.
He's got
Can Arteta do it? Can Arteta do it? Can Arteta do it now that you've got these injuries? And that's for Europe and Premier League and
all I'm gonna say is he better, because we had a window where we could have brought in the likes of James Maddison. We could have brought in the likes of Moussa Diaby, right? But we didn't do it. So all I'm going to say is he better, because we were still thin at certain positions where one injury would put us down to a Jorginho. I am, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and this is going to sound like I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I 100% am. I'm just being objective here. We were one injury away from Havertz starting in every single match, right?
I'll tell you what
And
surprised me.
now look at us. Okay, so we are gonna see, and I have said this since we signed Havertz, is that he needs to come good, or this is going to be a black eye on Arteta's report card when it comes around to contract review time, or when it comes around to ready. Hold on. I'm not done, and then you can talk again. You can talk again. 1 second. You have. What I'm going to say is, Stel, is he better? Because we have Brentford away in the cup on Wednesday.
I don't want to see Saliba or Saka in that game.
Well, then you're going to lose that. Then you're going to lose that game, Stefan. Then you're going to.
I don't know about that, man.
Because then you're starting Cedric Suarez.
That's
who you're starting. You're starting Suarez. You're starting Suarez, and you're starting Tomiyasu or Kirior, and that is who you are going to see. And after today, if you have an ounce of any ounce of confidence in Jorginho, I have a freaking bridge to sell you,
dude. Would you risk Rice in the League Cup? Let's say Rice is fine. He just had a tight cough and he's okay. Like for me,
I'd rather see El Neni at this point. After today,
the biggest downfall over Teta.
El Neni's still at Arsenal.
He was on the bench today still.
Fuck it.
He got a contract extension. I'm pretty sure he's gonna still be.
He got a contract extension last year. He's like a new signing still.
That's like us keeping Eric Dyer. Fucking hell.
Jorginho?
That's not that bad.
Who are you talking about?
El Neni.
He's officially part of the staff at this point. He's a staff member at this point.
Waniri is going to get one. Don't be surprised if you see Waniri get a start against
you Arsenal fans. Did this game go the way tactically you thought it would go? I mean, I thought Arsenal would target Porro, who ended up, and I thought but he had a good game, and I thought we'd target Zinchenko, and I thought he had a good game, and I like Zinchenko as a player, but I think
Zinchenko had a great game.
Him, but like it didn't go that way, and even through the midfield. When it come and that didn't go away, and Stel said in the podcast the other day, he said he thought the game would be one on the wings. But it wasn't really in one on the wings. It was sort of
I always said
a bit of a mismatch.
Adrian, I always said it was going to be win or loss in the
bit of this and a bit of that. It wasn't. I didn't really see any great tactical nous from either Arsenal or Spurs during this game. To be honest, the game just played out. It was just an energetic North London derby, which had, swings and flows to it. Arsenal sort of started very strong in the first 15, 20 minutes before Spurs started to ground the game and push upfield. We didn't play a high line, which I thought we'd try to push you back and dominate. And I thought our midfield three would dominate, but they didn't. Bit better in the second half, right?
Why?
And then
because we dominated you going down. So here's my estimation, and then I gotta go.
What did you get?
Hold
wrong
on, Adrian.
If we dominated in the second half. What did you get wrong?
Jorginho,
our Jorginho, our midfield. So Rice getting injured devastated us.
It did.
Devastated us. So the fact that we had to put Jorginho in there, Jorginho, who hasn't seen a ton of game time this season, he was not ready. He got absolutely exposed, and we suffered for it. We paid for it. That's just the beginning and the end. And if you're going to talk about it, and then I gotta go after this, guys, because I got other stuff I have to do. But big up Mari, big up Stel, big up De La Spurs, Adrian, Stefan. This has been a great debate. We've had 300 live watching the entire time. Big yourselves up. Make sure you're smashing the likes up for talking away. The chat's been absolutely insane. But my summation of the game is Udogie got dominated. Okay, Saka was by far our best player.
Second half,
guys.
Second half he was better, but that first half, holy crap! Can I talk without getting interrupted, please? For the love of God, Udogie got exposed a little bit by, in my opinion, one of the best right wingers in the Premier League. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to give Bukayo Saka his flowers. Okay. You have to. But going down the left, we did miss Trossard. Okay. These injuries are, and it's not an excuse. I still think we should have won, but these injuries are definitely going to affect us going.
So if he was fit, would you play Trossard or Martinelli?
110%. Yes,
Well,
we would have played Trossard. We would have played
TJ, I would
Trossard.
say this.
Over Martinelli.
TJ, I would
Yes,
say this.
100%.
There's a lot of people.
I was about to
There's
say
a lot
Trossard
of
doesn't even
people-
start
no,
now.
TJ, I will say this. There's a lot of from an Arsenal perspective, and you can watch the same thing. A lot of them are bashing Saka. They thought he had a bad second half. I don't know about dominated. There's a lot of people that said Saka. Where was Saka? Like, literally, there were people.
Mari, what they were saying was because Udogie wasn't a yellow, he should have been going and taking him on
And all the people that are in the chat that are saying I'm high. Did you watch the first half?
Tore Udogie apart in the first half. He tore him apart.
I wouldn't say tore him apart. I wouldn't say tore him apart.
That's sorry, that's bias. Sorry.
How is that bias?
Watch that first half
Dude,
again.
he did not tear Udogie apart.
Yes, he did.
Name one time he got past him. When's the one time he blew past Udogie?
He never flew past Udogie once.
You don't
What are you
Exactly.
talking about? He skinned him like twice.
Sorry. Go back and watch.
Wait, hold on.
Jordan Johnson didn't come back to help him out.
He did it 2 or
Hold
3
on.
times.
So now we're talking about Brendan Johnson.
Wait.
No,
We're
what
talking
I'm
about
saying
Udogie
is-
versus Saka.
Udogie made a really crap back pass, which nearly cost us, but that wasn't Saka going past him.
Hold on. And on the own goal, when Udogie was tracking back, he picked up the wrong runner. I'll give him that. Saka
Okay,
put
so
on
you
a
guys
move,
are now
Udogie
admitting
was
what I
on the
just
wrong
said.
runner, and he
That was
created
okay.
the
Thank you.
space. But other than that, he didn't tear Udogie apart. He didn't
Like,
get past
look.
Udogie.
So
All
why
right,
did
he
he get a
may have
yellow
done
card?
the thing where he kind of just
I will give you.
side
I will
dribbles in front
concede
of
to
him
this.
and then
I will
passes it
concede
back,
to
but
this,
he
Taylor
never
Spurs.
burned him.
I'll concede
I
to this,
think
Taylor
Saka's a
Spurs. He did
fantastic
improve
player,
in the second half,
fantastic player.
but Udogie
He caused
in the
problems, but
first
he
half
didn't
got
tear him
absolutely
apart.
skinned.
He caused
Absolutely
problems. He didn't tear
scared.
him
Okay.
apart.
And this is TJ, and this is what we're talking about. And I'll never forget this. In the All or Nothing documentary, when Mourinho came into the dressing room and you guys were playing Man City, he said this: Man City know this player has a yellow card, this player has a yellow card, and this player has a yellow card. And this is what I mean by our team that needs to maybe grow up or become a little bit more smart. If this was Man City, literally from the 15th minute he got a yellow card, they would keep pinging balls to Saka.
That's the job of your manager. That is the manager's job.
All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Big up everybody inside. Seriously, thank you so much. Yeah, cheers everybody. Yeah, subscribe to TJ Warren TV, and again, tune in to North London is Ours every Thursday evening, around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock UK time.
As long as you say it's white as well.
I have a question.
Right now it's split. Let's be honest, it's a draw.
No, it's not. It's red.
I have a question for Stefan.
All right, see you guys later.
See you later.
It's what's grab chat, the WhatsApp chat.
Okay.
You guys heard me say this on Thursday, and I'll say it again. And Arsenal fans, I'm seeing it. They're already saying it. This draw, right? You guys had to win. You guys had to win.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Now, of course, anything can happen, right? Man City could lose 9 players, extra players to injuries, whatsoever.
They can lose a game.
And you still got 32 games left to play. 33 games left to play. No, 32. This loss, because it feels like a loss, right?
Yeah, it does. I'll be honest. It really does.
Man City in the last 5 years, except the 1 year where Liverpool, right? Because sometimes Man City will, fall and slip in the beginning of the season and then come roaring back. But in the years that they are like right off the gates, you're not catching them. Only one team, Liverpool, right? The COVID year, right off the gates. Now that you're 4 points behind.
Okay.
And they're looking good, right? They're not missing Kevin De Bruyne, Julian Alvarez, like I said.
Man City's got a lot of injuries too. They got a lot of injuries.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Who's injured? Joe Spears, stop laughing.
Addison, Kovacic.
Doesn't matter.
Kovacic is back. That's not true. He was on the bench.
Doesn't matter.
John Stones
My point is,
and De Bruyne. That's it.
My point is, and I'm going to be real honest. Do you actually guys think you're going to win the Premier League over that beast that's up in northwest England? That's Manchester City.
I mean,
you guys actually think you're going to win the league?
No. It's. I mean, I personally right now I don't, but based on the form there is. But as you know, football is extremely. It can change. If we beat, let's say, Man City in 2 weeks, it's one game. It can happen.
Okay.
Yeah, if we beat them, all these fans are gonna say, okay, maybe we can win the league. If we, now we actually draw with Spurs, the morale is low, people are negative. I personally think we can win the league. I do. But is it gonna be a really tough task because of City? They look like a machine, of course.
And Liverpool.
But the fact that Liverpool, I don't think
undefeated like you did in that season, because I just don't see anyone stopping them. I just don't.
I agree.
And I'm not a Man City fan, but I just don't see anyone stopping them. Normally they start slowly. They haven't. The only team that stops them is us. We're the only team that beat them usually during the league. We beat them home and away one season. Last year we beat them home, lost away. But because they're just one of them teams, we seem to have the sign over. But then Liverpool have the sign over us at Anfield, and Chelsea got the sign over us over at Chelsea. So these things happen, or you have at the Emirates, right? But it's just one of those things. So it wouldn't surprise me if they went through the season unbeaten. It wouldn't.
I don't think so.
Especially now they've got the confidence of the Champions League win under their belt. That gives their players a great boost.
Wait. Let me just answer fully.
Yeah.
I want to see, in terms of, for me, it's still too early. Last year, everybody was saying that Arsenal was going to win the league after 10 games. Man City don't look the same. Everybody was saying this. So for me, I want to see how we're doing. I hope that Arteta has learned his lesson from last year, where he's prepared the team in a way that we peak at the end of the season rather than at the start. If we end up second and Man City win, I'll be disappointed. The thing I'm trying to understand is why Spurs fans keep talking to Arsenal fans and telling us and laughing at us that, we have an aim to win the league and stuff like that. When
that's called a wind up.
That's
what your rivals do.
And
you're not our rivals at the moment.
And Stefan, you said earlier in your conversation that you hope Arteta's learned what from winning the treble. What from winning the treble? What's he got to learn from winning the treble?
No, look, I mean, again, you're a Spurs fan, Adrian. You guys haven't won a meaningful trophy in 30 years, and you're laughing at fucking Arsenal.
Okay, Stefan. Compare the last 5 years between Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal. Compare the last 5 years between Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal.
Explain something to you.
How much is Arsenal
the
won
trophy winning? Although we would like to win the trophy,
where's Spurs in this conversation?
No, because you want to sit here and say we're not your rivals.
There's a limit.
You want to sit here and compare yourself to Man City and Liverpool, but you're not even at their level. So who's your rivals? If you're saying we're not at your level, but you're not at Man City and Liverpool's level,
you're not at our level.
Who's your rival?
You're not at our level.
Because you're not going to say Chelsea's.
We're not at your level. We're above you in the league.
After
I don't get this.
But when do you want to judge it? When do you want to judge it then? When do you want to judge it then? When do you want to judge it?
At the end of the season.
Okay, so shut your mouth until the end of the season, then run it. You're running your mouth now. You're running your mouth now. You're saying judge it at the end of the season. There is no sense.
You guys don't even have European football.
You want to judge us and you now, yet you're saying no. You want to judge us at the end of the season, but you're running your mouth now. Don't run your mouth now. Wait till the end of the season when you've got evidence to run your mouth.
What mouth am I running?
But today, you didn't beat us.
Again,
because we're above you.
No,
so where do you get running your mouth
and putting words in my mouth? You're interrupting me and putting words in my mouth.
Because you're talking nonsense.
Again, stop interrupting me, man.
I can't. It hurts me to hear this every week with you, man. It's ridiculous.
Okay, but at least let me tell you. Let me say what I have to say.
You're better than Spurs. Today you didn't beat us in your backyard, and we're above you in the league. And then when I say to you,
you're above us by goal difference,
you're saying to me, wait till the end of the season. Wait till the end of the season when you run your mouth.
6 games.
Your logic.
What are you talking about? Like you finished 8th last year. You finished 8th and then lost your best player. Like, what are you on about?
Stefan, listen to what you're saying. You're saying to me, we can't judge now after 6 games. So I said, okay, when do you want to judge it? And your answer was at the end of the season. Yeah. So wait till then to judge. But you're judging now.
I'm judging based on where your team was from last year and the fact that you lost your best player.
You said to judge at the end of the season.
Yes, but that's at the end of the season.
Stop talking about last year.
That's at the end of the season.
You can't say, I want to judge at the end of the season, but you're going to use last year. There's no logic to what you're saying. You're all over the place.
No,
it's like a machine gun.
You're misunderstanding me. My predictions, my expectations are the fact that I don't expect.
I don't ask you about your expectations. I ask you how you're judging who's better. Now you're changing the argument.
I can't judge who's better after 6 games, man.
So stop having a go at us then.
No, I'm having a go. I'll tell you what I'm having a go at. I'm having a go at Spurs fans that continuously talk shit about Arsenal, talk shit about every other team when they have won nothing for 30 years.
That's a false argument as well.
For 30 years, and you talk
shit about City. I don't talk shit about Liverpool.
That is a false argument. One, Spurs fans are not obsessed with Arsenal that we talk about them every week. We don't. We only talk about Arsenal when it comes to North London derbies, home and away. Other than that, we're not. Other than that, we're not interested. We're more interested in how we're doing and where we are now. And you're trying to conflate. Hold on, Stefan. You're trying to conflate trophies each season, and we know we haven't won trophies. Liverpool, Man United, and Chelsea could throw the trophy argument up at us, but that is not the issue. It's about like, where are we now? Where are we now? What are we doing? It's about the here and now, the squad we have now. We're in the season now.
I agree.
Where are you now?
We're in 4th place. We're 14 points above Arsenal.
You know what? I'm really gonna enjoy Della Spurs at the end of the season. I hope if you do shit at the end of the season, Spurs, you're fucking laughing and smiling like the same way you
are. Do it at the end, Stefan. So do it at the end.
I'm expecting to keep talking.
Lee just came in, and the Arsenal people in the chat are saying it's just only Stefan by himself, so we got to go soft. So I think Stefan's a bit.
I can take it. It's fine.
You can take it. Okay. See, so people in the chat, he can take it.
He can take it, though. He can take it.
He can take it. If there's anybody, Stefan can take it. That's a compliment. Stefan can take it.
Stefan can take it.
Lee, you saw the game today.
I don't get offended. I don't take it personally.
Oh, shut up, for fuck's sake. You keep interrupting Mari while he's trying to do something. Cheers, Stefan. Fucking 1 second, man. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Lee.
All right, mate. It's all right. It's all right.
Can take it. Stefan can take it. And that's what we love having him on the channel. He's very thick-skinned. He's Eastern Europe. I will say this. You say that he's American. He is not American. He is from Bulgaria. And he learned English in England. He went to school in England.
No,
so he's not American.
No, I went. Yeah. I lived in the Middle East my whole life. That's where
you lived in the Middle East your whole life, but you went to school in England, right?
Yeah, I went to uni there.
Yeah. So he's more British than American. I just want to throw that out there. Okay, go ahead, Lee.
just 2 things that I want to comment on is one, Stefan, when you sit there and talk about Arsenal, or we're going to win the league, or we're going to get second, blah, 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 you do a disinjustice to the other teams that are in the league that are, at the moment, I think, a better chance of getting second place than you are. Just 1 point. Secondly, what you've been doing, and what a lot of Arsenal fans did in the last week or so, is exactly why you need to look at things objectively, right? So when I was on here Monday, and I think all of the Tottenham guys that were on the Monday podcast all came out with the same kind of predictions. We were like, oh, we reckon it'd probably be a draw. Some of them were like, oh yeah, we might scrape a win or something like that. What they did was they did exactly what you said. They looked at historically what Tottenham did, right? Hold on. And this is your mistake. You did exactly what everyone else does. They looked historically and went, oh, you'll come here. You don't ever come and you get battered. And what we used to do, and this is what I said we shouldn't do, and Ange said we wouldn't do, is that we don't sit there, shit ourselves, and then just hope and pray that we get a couple of cheeky goals or something like that. We came there and we played the game that we've played for the last 5 games. Now, what I did is that I looked at the 4 results before this game, looked at the teams that both teams have played, what kind of results they had, and looked at those and goes, right, based on who Arsenal have played and what we have played, I think we're pretty much on a level playing field to try and identify. Hold on, don't shake your head. And try and identify where we are right now as teams, right? That's why I said, I think based on the results and what the results we've got, both teams have got, I reckon that this will be quite an even game. You'll probably have a little bit more of an advantage because of the home, and I think it'll be a draw. And it worked out exactly like that because of that process. Everyone else is going, oh, you're going to fucking shit yourself to come here. And that's not how it worked. It didn't work out like that. Simple as that.
Yeah, and what I really liked about what Ange said, actually, he said, Lee, good to meet you, Lee, right? And the rest of you on the panel, and you, Stefan, and Stella Spurs. I know Stella and Stella as well. What really impressed me about Ange and his attitude to games is the fact that he turned around and said, we could come to Spurs. I'm paraphrasing him. I can't give his exact words, so I'll paraphrase what he roughly said. He was saying, like, we could go to Highbury, he said. We could sit deep, basically, is what he's saying in his conversation. We could play a medium or a low block, he said. And we may even come away with a result, a draw, or we might even nick a win on a breakaway. But what I really liked was what he said next. He said, like, but what would I learn by that? What would I learn about my players about that? That's not the way I want to play the game. I want to play going forward. And that really impressed me. And and that is what he must be talking to those players on the training ground and all that. And he's getting the last squeeze. Well, he's getting a lot of squeeze out the lemon out of these players. We know they've got a higher ceiling and they're good. I still think Arsenal's squad's better than ours, right? And you can argue to hell freezes over how many Spurs players would get in a combined 11 or Arsenal players and all that, like, and you'll get biased opinions which will sway it one way or another. But like, we're not that short, and we are short is we can't afford injuries to our centre backs, or otherwise our season could.
Madison will be a Madison.
Or guys, supposedly
Madison got 2 assists today, but. I mean, it might sound a bit crass to say, like, guys, but he wasn't really on top of his game, which was true. He did enough. That's what quality players give you. They'll give you those assists, even if they're quiet during the game. I didn't think Basuma was at his best either.
Guys, I just want to add,
so it comes down to attitude and belief as well. Arsenal are going to be there. They're going to be there in the top 4, but Spurs are going to be there as well, because there's no way we're going to give away 45 points this season. And like I said earlier, 67 gets you 5th, which is Champions League. Even if it's 72, so another couple of points, we're not going to give away 40 points this season. Okay. Not with this team, not what I've seen.
Can I just say something? Lee, I completely agree with you, man. If you look at the actual stats of the first 5 games, yeah, they were quite even. But here's the big differential factor, in my opinion. All the teams that Arsenal played didn't come to play against Arsenal. All the teams that you guys played, most of them tried to play you. So if you looked at Everton, for example, Everton literally came at home and all they did was put 9 men in their box. Nottingham did the same when we were at home. Fulham did pretty much the same thing for most of the game also. So I think that sometimes the context in terms of the way, because of your, let's say, teams didn't take you as serious because Arsenal last season were much better than Spurs. So I think that does come into an effect. However, where you guys have to pump the brakes a little bit, where I think, 1, you're going through your honeymoon period, and 2, it's a rosy patch. Arsenal had the same run under Emery. They went on a 22-game unbeaten run in the first 4 months. We beat Fulham 5-1. away from home. We beat Palace away. We beat a number of teams. We came up against Liverpool that finished second by only a point.
Nice different, Stefan.
No, I'm just saying, at the Emirates Stadium, and we outplayed them in that game, and it finished 1-1. And to be honest, if you look at the point, that draw was probably key to them losing the actual title that season.
No, so there was Emery, you saw him play like what's his name?
No, again,
Pepe.
Just finishing my point, man. Stop interrupting me, man.
You're comparing us to something that isn't the same.
It's the same. It's exactly the same.
It isn't. It isn't.
We signed Madison. You signed Pepe.
Stefan,
he never signed Pepe in his first season, Stel. And stop being obsessed with Pepe.
Emery did. No, Stefan, your argument is wrong.
All right.
When you started off,
let me answer.
I'm interrupting. Yeah, but you started on a pretext because Arsenal played those home games, right? Where you were wrong, Stefan. Where you were wrong. You are. The reason you're wrong. I'll tell you why.
Doing it again.
Because hold on. I'll tell you why you're wrong. We've played 4 away games and 2 home games. So we've only played Sheffield United at home and Man United, and we've played 4 away games, right? Even Chelsea couldn't beat Bournemouth away. Even Man City only beat Sheffield United 2-1, right? And everyone said we had an easy start to the league.
Sheffield at home. You beat Sheffield at home.
3 away games and 1 home game against Man United. It should have been 2 goals up against us in the first 15 minutes. We had a great save from Vicario with his legs.
And a clear penalty.
And they had 2 headers as well, which they should have scored. They should have been leading us at half time, but they didn't. It wasn't easy. And because we beat them, and everyone says, it's easy.
Let's let him finish this point.
Stefan, to say that teams came back and set and played a low block. The only team that's come, because we've only played 2 home games, and sit back has been Sheffield United.
Well,
you can't say you've had 4 home games and teams have played a low block against us.
Adrian, let's step in, finish this point.
My point. I'm not dismissing. You guys look good at the moment, but I'm telling you, this happens. The same thing happened with us, with Emery, and then it went tits up. So be aware that you will have a rough patch. It will happen. You will go through this. It's the honeymoon period at the moment. We looked awesome with Emery. We were set to get 4th with Emery. Then we collapsed at the end. We even made the Europa League final where we lost badly. So I'm just telling you that the new manager bounce is a real thing. Everybody knows this. So you look good right now. I have told Mari this. We have spoken on chat. For me, the real test.
Hold on, still.
The real test of Ange will be when you go through a rough patch. I want to see how he responds through a rough patch, because right now things are rosy, everything is great. I want to see how he does when he loses a couple of games in a row.
But
if Stefan, he can't manage that, then we'll see.
We know it's coming. Yeah, we've accepted that. We've accepted our position. It's all good. It's all well and good, and we've had a good start, right? We know it's coming. That day is not going to be the nicest day, and we're all thankful that it wasn't today against Arsenal, right? But it's coming. And I'm going to predict also. Listen, one thing that other people haven't spoken about tonight, which I think is important, is that I'm going to call Ange out, and I think he made another mistake today. I think he made a mistake by taking Son off. I know Maddison had to come off because... Hold on. You can't interrupt me if I'm interrupted. All right, okay. Yeah. I think that he had to take Maddison off because that kind of injury, you don't want to keep him on too long. If it gets any worse, it's going to make it worse, right? I see that. I have no idea why he brought Son off. That was my most creative, forward-thinking player. And anyone that defends Richarlison any longer literally needs to get off the Spurs train because it is awful. I actually said during the match, I said, bring Valise on. He's got no worries about a North London derby. He knows nothing about it. Just put him on there and get him to do something. Don't bring Richarlison on. But anyway, I think he made a mistake. I wouldn't have made that move. I would have left Sonny on there. Again, Højbjerg, he didn't do much. I think he allowed Arsenal to look better in the last 15 minutes because of those substitutions and put too much pressure on us. I would have just left it as it was, swapped someone out for Maddison, probably brought Valise on, put him up front, put Sonny back into that kind of role just behind him, and just kept going for it. I think he made a mistake. I think there was a chance there, just as you had a chance when we made those subs to get the win. I think we could have probably nabbed something as well.
So
and that's where I saw it.
Why do you think he took Song off? I mean, we've had rumours.
No idea, Adrian. Couldn't
I
tell
know
you.
why. I know why.
Madison carrying a knock. So
I know why.
He was dead.
He said in his conference he wasn't 100%.
Do you think Son's carrying a knock as well? And he thinks,
but even an 80% Son is better than 100% Richarlison at the moment, right? I'm sorry. Anyone that defends him, anyone that defends him and watches him, every time he comes on, I watch him close to see what he does, because I can't believe he keeps bringing him on, and he can't control the ball every time he's facing away from goal. He scored one goal last match from a header, which he should be doing. It should be one of his things.
You don't like the player, I get that. I get you don't like the player. So what does Ange see in him then?
I've no idea.
He doesn't see in it, Adrian.
He's probably. I don't know. He probably does well in training against his against his teammates that don't go in hard on him. You put actual professionals on the field.
As a coach, so he knows he might pick players for his team when they're playing and all that. So he might see something in a player that a parent says.
Listen, I'm not at the same level, Adrian, but I'm also a coach as well. So I'm looking at it from that kind of perspective. And
I
it's
was
like me
taking amateur football years ago, but I'm not going to say what team, right?
No, but I don't get. For me, the way that we're trying to play, when you bring him on, he completely changes the tone of the play, and he completely switches it up, and it makes us look worse than we are.
I mean, Lee, he wasn't good, but you can't say he changed the tone again. That's a bit harsh. Come on.
No, because he doesn't make the runs. Porro ain't looking for him like Porro looks for Sonny. He doesn't go forward. He's he faces that way too much.
I think he's awful, but to say he changed the trajectory of the game in a negative way, I know I don't really rate Richarlison either, but I think the game. Look, I'm gonna ask you guys this one question. I remember last season when we beat you 3-1, everybody shat on Conte for making those defensive substitutions. Can somebody tell me what was the difference here? Because he put on Højbjerg, and I forgot who he subbed up. He put on Højbjerg for Maddison, which is a defensive sub. And I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, the 77th or 78th.
Midfielder.
I said that on the stream, on the watch along. I said that me and C-Cube, where I said this, I said he actually, and yes, okay, Madison got a knock. I can understand that. And then
Ari, you gotta really. I'm reading reports right now. A lot of in the knows. I think his name is Paul O'Keefe. Paul
O'Keefe. Yeah, Paul O'Keefe.
I think he's a famous Spurs in the know. He's saying medical. He's getting rumors from the medical department that it's really bad. That he's out for months.
Rumors.
I mean, he's supposed to.
You say that, and then you've also got people that saying they watched him walk out the stadium. With,
with no
boot, no crutches, nothing. He was walking on his own devices. So, wait till tomorrow. And then we'll find out.
At the stream, I said with CQ mentioned this, that it almost was like a Conte move to then let Arsenal the last 15 minutes. Arsenal the last 15 minutes have possession. And we played defense. It almost felt like a Conte move the last 15 minutes. To be fair, I did say that. I will say this. That is the only, like I said, I 100% back Ange. I love Ange and whatsoever.
Mari, can I say something on this 1 minute?
But
right?
The only worry is the two times, right? The Fulham game the day before, we're going to go for the win. We saw the lineup.
He made
19. And then today, I'm like, all right, we're going for the win. And in the last 15 minutes, I'm like,
right.
And even Arsenal fans were like, oh man, the game changed because they looked like they were worried.
I'll be honest. I was shocked. I was shocked.
No, I wasn't surprised at all.
I was shocked. 1 minute. With 3-2, even Arsenal fans are watching all their channels. They're like, they kind of thought Spurs were going to take the lead. They're like, why did they put their feet off the gas pedal? It almost felt like we put the feet on the gas pedal. But I am happy with the result. I am happy Well, we did it.
Murray, 1 second. Murray, 1 minute. Dude, 1 minute, right? Let's just break it down step by step, right? Let's not complicate it. Maddison was injured. Who is the creative attacking mid that we've got on the bench to come on and fill that position? Who is that?
I think you can play Kulu.
No, Stefan. No, let me ask Murray 1 minute. Murray, I want to have a Spurs chat here. Who was that? Who is that?
No, we don't have anybody.
So we're not on the back foot. We don't have that attacking player. Fine. Kulu is looking a little bit tired. We need to sub him. The right wing replacement is who? Johnson. But who went off injured earlier on in the game? Johnson. So now there's no covering the attacking flank on that side. Solomon came on. The only other option we've got on that side is Perisic. Guess who's injured?
Is it
I don't think Ange put players on to go defensive. I think he was trying to put players on where there was injuries or tiredness, but we don't have those like-for-like replacements. And it goes back to what we've said as Spurs fans for a couple of weeks.
That's the problem.
That's the 11 is really, really good.
Yeah.
The bench is weak. So therefore, Ange never went defensive. He just made subs to compensate tiredness and injury. And that's going to make us defensive because we don't have those attacking replacements, which is why if you listen to Ange, he says at every press conference, we are at the beginning of what I'm trying to build. We are right at the start of what I want this team to become. And this is going to be something we might have to get used to, where we're in a game that's really ferocious and tight and close against a good team like Arsenal, for example. But when it comes to changing it up, we might just have to find that actually changing it makes us naturally more defensive because we don't have those attacking players. And that's what I saw today. Because I looked at the bench and I thought, other than Veliz, which will be a massive gamble in the North London derby, I'm not against it. Other than Veliz, we don't have that attacking option to come off the bench.
Richarlison.
Well, and he made that. But he made that. He made that option. But like Lee said, it was ineffective.
No, I think you can
Let
put
me
another
say what
winger.
I gotta say while I still have signal, and then I'll bounce out here. So basically, this is what I'm gonna say. You guys, Arsenal, absolutely got smashed today. You couldn't score from open play. You couldn't create any chances and actually get them on target from open play, except for 2 in the entire game.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And then, right?
You drunk?
guys couldn't score, so we had to score for you. That's how bad you were today. And I'm going to tell you right now, Stefan, if you come to our ground and play like you did today, we are going to smash you 5-1. You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance if you come to our ground and play like you did today. All this talk about Odegaard's better than Maddison. Maddison smoked Odegaard today. Odegaard who? Nobody even said his name. The announcers didn't even say Odegaard's name once today. Okay. Declan Rice, what? The third lowest SOFA score in your entire team, my man.
He got injured, man. He got a SOFA. He got a low
SOFA score.
He only played 45 minutes,
first half
man.
that you said he played good in, and he had 3 points above starting point. Right? 22 touches, only 1 ground duel, nothing. Nobody. I forgot he was even playing the game. I said as soon as I saw that lineup, I told TJ before the game started and Mari was there, that Vieira was going to get bullied off the pitch. And he got bullied so bad that he was afraid to come out of the tunnel at halftime, man.
Well, did you win the game?
We lost the game today.
Did you win the game? No, because the way you're talking about,
we lost
did you win the game?
You got lucky to get out of there with 1 point.
We got lucky. We got lucky. So
you got lucky.
We took the lead twice and then made 1-0.
You took the lead twice because we gave you those opportunities. We gave them to you. We handed you on a platter.
You
couldn't create anything by yourself.
Wait.
What did you create by yourself? What? Name one goal that you got that you created by yourself.
Okay, so it's Arsenal.
Name one. Don't dodge the question. Name one. Name one.
Eddie Nketiah 1-on-1 with the keeper.
Did he score? I said name a goal you created yourself.
Well, the own goal was created.
No, it wasn't. It was off target.
No, it wasn't. It was
it was
on target.
Stefan, what is classified as an own goal? If there's deflections and own goals. It's only counted as an own goal if the shot is what?
Off target. He's right.
Off target.
He's right. No. If it's on target and it comes off a Spurs player, it's classed as a goal to the player, which is why Declan Rice got given the goal against Man United because it was on target, even though it took a
You
deflection.
created fuck all today. You got
right.
turned over 60% possession. We had more chances than you. I don't want to hear about your feelings. I thought our chances were better.
Will, did you win? Will,
you're
talking as if you won.
We lost
still
today.
Haven't won at the Emirates
we
since
lost
2010.
today. You guys won. We lost. You won. We lost. You come to our ground and play like that. We will
just gonna ask
you 5-1. You don't have a chance.
No, Will, I'm gonna ask you because you started so well.
Zafaguna's a fraud. Zafaguna said they'll smash us. Zafaguna, don't be a fraud.
How many points are you gonna earn this year? Is it gonna be another 86 points, Will?
I don't know. Are you going to get second against? Are you title challenger, Stefan? Are we going to get 8th this season, Stefan?
We're going to 8.
If I make one bad prediction off of points per game in the preseason, yes, one.
It's not one.
Find another prediction.
And that wasn't a bad prediction. That was an embarrassing prediction.
Who said that you weren't?
Points,
Stefan. A year before, who said you weren't going to get top 4, going to finish on 69th and 5th place? Who said that? Who said that, Stefan? Where are you? Where are you, Tottenham fans? Come outside. You can't touch us. What are you talking about? Every Gooner said you guys were top 4 shoes in. That's it. Spurs are done. We're busted. We're finishing above you. What happened? You bottled it. What happened last year, Stefan, in October when Will said the wheels are falling off Arsenal and they're not going to finish the top of the league? Who said that, Stefan? Will did. So you can keep writing. You can keep
I really
writing.
Like how
you can keep writing.
How you talk about yourself
you can keep writing. You can keep writing a preseason prediction based off PPG from the season before all day long. It doesn't make you look any less in the mud, my friend. You're in the mud. You are, and I'm telling you right now, with chest,
you've come on.
Double T's, 12-inch cock. You come to our ground and you play like that, we are going to batter you 5-1. You've got no chance.
Yeah.
Back to you, Mari. I'm done.
Anyway, gents, I've got to go because I can't have another late night. But Stefan, man, big up. It's all banned. It's all banned, right?
It's all banned, Stefan.
I'll see you tomorrow night. Good up, everyone.
The thing is, right, I don't understand what Arsenal fans expect today. They all said that they were going to beat us and that we don't stand a chance. And it didn't happen. And now it doesn't happen. They wonder why we're like this. Because for a whole week,
don't use bottle jobs when you're a Spurs fan, please.
Bottle jobs. Listen,
you guys need to have a little bit of a context.
You've been top at Christmas about 3 or 4 times your history.
Dude,
and you bottled it every time.
Dude, there's a word called Spursy in the dictionary, man. It's not about us, is it?
No, there isn't. No, there isn't.
Well, check. There is.
You're making up. No, there isn't.
Check.
No, there isn't.
Check.
No, do you know, Mari,
No, I don't need to.
I think.
Well, you do because there is.
I'm a wordsmith. I don't need to. I'm a writer.
It doesn't seem like it, but okay.
Stefan, do you know what I honestly think has now happened? And I'm glad you lot came.
Please, your observations are always the best, though.
Well, yeah, I predicted 2-2. You didn't, so clearly I'm right. So
you're God, Stel. You made one good prediction. Well done. You're the best. Come on, man. It's one prediction, man.
They can all see your pain, Stefan. We see your pain.
Have you got it off your chest?
I'm annoyed. Don't get me wrong. I'm annoyed.
You've expressed your pain tonight enough.
Stefan. Mari, can you just take that comment down just for 1 second?
Okay.
Right? These are your fans, not mine.
Okay.
Reality check for Tottenham today. They said before the game. Reality check. So I'm not coming just for you. I'm coming for your whole fan base.
Don't come for us. I knew
we did, and we got the point. We got the point. So we came and we got the point, right? So I think today is actually really good because it's beginning to confirm what I thought this season would be like. I thought Spurs this year at best would challenge for Europe, and I think most probably that's what we're going to do. I think Spurs are definitely going to challenge for Europe, and I think we will get it. Whether we get Champions League, Europa, or Conference League, I don't know. But Spurs will get Europe, in my opinion. It's not early doors prediction, like hype. The fact that Chelsea are fucked, and they're not going to turn it around anytime soon. Man,
who said that? Who said that, Stel?
I'm saying it now. Stefan, fair enough. Stefan, I'm talking about myself at the moment. 1 minute.
Sorry. But you made fun of me. You You guys
I made fun of you for saying Spurs are going to finish 8th. Yes.
Okay, no, not about that. About Chelsea.
Can I finish my point? Because when I interrupt you, you have a hissy fit, right? I think Spurs this year, at best, we will get into Europe. And I do believe Spurs will be back in Europe. I hope it's top 4. Let's see what happens. But what I also said to Arsenal fans was, I said to them, you guys said the best thing that happened to you guys was not being in Europe, because that was fundamental to you getting top 4, because you could just focus on the league. Well, Spurs are kind of in that situation now. We're not in Europe, so we can just focus on top 4. We can, whether we get it or not is a different story, but we are in that similar space, I would say. The thing with Arsenal, is what I said to a lot of Arsenal fans was, now you're going to have to play Champions League where you can't rotate like the Conference League or Europa Cup, because they're tough games. You're going to have to play you're going to have to put out a pretty decent starting 11. Yeah. Then the game on the weekend, and you're going to do this for a season. Plus, you're not going to just ignore the FA Cup. You're going to try and win it. There's a lot of games that are going to be played, which means you're going to get more injuries. You're going to have more rotation. And I think Arsenal will find it harder going because there's more to play for now. And I'm beginning to see the signs of it. Now, let's reassess it after the 20 games. But the way I see it this season is Tottenham will try and get Europe. But if there's a chance of top 4, because a window of opportunity opens, we'll go for it. And I think Arsenal, I think you're just going to struggle more than last season because you've just got more to play for and the pressure's more. We're beginning to see it. That's what I think.
No, Stefan. I mean, Arsenal fans might jump on the banter Spursy wagon. Do you think we're going to see more Farsenal performances this season? More Farsenal, like the one today? It was a Farsenal performance, wasn't it? Really, from your team.
Adrian, I mean, you're such a wordsmith. I just want to say that Farsenal. That's some middle school.
Well, to me, the reason I bring it up actually is not just a direct pop at you. In the media,
it was.
They have a majority of the media. We've got supporters in the media, but they're few and far between. But you have the ones that, it's a Spursy performance, yeah. Okay, if it's a balanced debate, I don't mind that. You can banter us with Spursy, that's fine. But if you're going to banter us with Spursy, banter the other teams with other like Manchester United or Chelsea or something like that. Invent something else. Just don't pick a term for Spurs, because that shows that you are prejudiced against us. Because
of course I am.
You're picking on.
I'm an Arsenal fan.
No, that's you as an Arsenal fan. I understand that, right? But I'm talking about the media. So they'll pick on Spurs and say, Spursy, yeah? Well, okay. If you're balanced reporters, this is why Spurs fans won't ring in to Talk Shite Radio or Sky, or Sly Sports, as I call them, right? They won't, because they come out with all this fucking crap. We know it's banter and all that shit to wind people up. But, be balanced about it. If you're going to pick a name for Spurs when we play poorly, right, then pick one for Arsenal, West Ham, Man United, Liverpool, and whatever as well. Otherwise, it's biased reporting. And Spurs always been, listen, you're taking it today because you've got a 2-2 draw. Fair enough. You're a good team. You're going to finish top 4, Stefan. Don't worry about it. You will finish top 4.
We're going to get ready to end this stream. But I want to say this.
Spurs fans are very, their immune system's quite strong. We're used to the media and everyone hating us. Chelsea, West Ham, Arsenal. We've beaten Chelsea in a FA Cup final. West Ham always think they've got bigger dreams. When
was that, Adrian? In 1981?
Chelsea, 67. We beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final 2-1. Right? So
that was before the
in
Moonlight.
2008, we beat them in the League Cup final, right? So they hate us. But it goes deeper than that, because back in the 70s, when racism was rife, more rife than it is now, it was the fact that exactly. We had Jewish people support us. So, and it was fashionable to hate Jewish people, and I know lots of nice Jewish people. Okay. You know what I mean? So so I'm saying a balanced perspective. If you're going to get Spurs, and it's always fashionable in London. If you're going to hate a club, hate Spurs, that's okay. We'll take
Everybody hates you. Yeah, relax with the amount of
No.
Wait, can I just?
They are used to it.
Tell-
They are used to it. We've been
I just
used to
wanna-
it for
before I
decades.
go.
For decades, we've been used to it.
Okay.
We're about to end. We're about to end, so we're gonna get the last.
Let me
opinion
final
from
thing,
everybody.
and I'm gonna go because I'm really tired too. I'm like Stel. I just want to say you point out a really good. I think you made a really good point. For, one of the few times. Stel, well done. I'm joking. So listen, where I agree with you is that it's kind of like the second season phenomenon where Mari will know this, and this can be linked again. I always try and link it to other sports. In American sports, in the NFL, if you get one player, the guy that throws, to keep it simple, the guy that throws the ball in American football has one really good season. He has an amazing season. The next year, it's common. It happens. That guy that throws the ball really struggles. Because why? Because teams start to prepare specifically for him. They have tape on him, and they have analysis on how he actually plays. Whilst before they did it. Arsenal was similar to that first-year quarterback in a way, in which nobody expected us to be this good last year. Nobody took us seriously. Nobody thought, okay, we're going to have to really get our stuff together to play them. We're going to have to really analyze and focus on our defense and stuff like that. Now we are considered in a way the big dogs. So everybody is going to be careful with us. Everybody's going to prepare, and they have an idea of how we actually play. They have an analysis. Spurs are going nobody expects anything from you this year. Nobody knows exactly how you play. Nobody knows the tendencies of Ange Postecoglou. But once they have tape on you in 2 or 3 months, when they do, and they let's say a team comes and beats you playing a specific way, they will copy that. The same way teams copied what Everton did last year. Teams copied the way we actually struggled.
We can give respect to Arsenal and the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
For backing Arteta and spending hundreds of millions to support him, and because prior to last season and you finishing second, right? Arsenal fans were no different to Spurs fans or other clubs. They were screaming for Arteta to be sacked, right?
Including myself.
Yeah. So like he was a decent player at Rangers and everything. Even Arsenal was a decent footballer. But that's that's the Premier League. There is no
I agree.
Can I?
Bipolar. They're like win, great, lose. Oh, sack everyone, kick everyone. All these players are useless. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Players
Stefan, I disagree. I disagree with you, Stefan, because if what you said was true, then why don't teams prepare and stop Man City? Because no one seems to do it, and Man City don't change the way they play.
Thinking, yeah.
But wait,
Man City's been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah, because Man City went.
They did it at Barcelona as well. No one could stop them.
Wait, yes, they did. They stopped them. Inter stopped them. Do you not remember?
Barcelona. Okay, but Pep won 5 titles and 2 Champions League there, dude. I don't think they were stopped.
They were stopped because he also lost in his second season.
Pep's won 5 Carabao Cup, 5 Premier Leagues, and he's done the treble last year. You telling me they're being stopped?
But Man City. But wait,
I'm not talking about a one-off game or one competition. Over the course of time, no one's stopping them. Why?
But Man City went from being the best team in England and then arguably in Europe, even though they hadn't won the Champions League, to fucking signing Haaland. To signing probably.
So why don't teams write a blueprint to stop them? Then?
No, Arsenal. I think personally, in order for Arsenal to truly be on the same level as Man City.
No, that's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You said Spurs. Once teams realize how to stop us, then we're in trouble. I'm saying no, because why haven't teams learned how to stop Pep then?
Because I just think Man City they're just super difficult to play against. There are certain things you can't stop. You can't stop Haaland. You can't, like, certain aspects of Man City are just they're just.
Did you find it easy to play against Spurs today?
From the 5th minute to like the 30th.
I'm talking about the whole game, over 90 minutes. I'm talking about a whole game. Did you find it easy to play against us?
No, but that's
so maybe then. So maybe if the answer is no, if the answer is no, then maybe Spurs might become difficult to play against, like Man City.
No,
over
you're
time
not going to become Man City. But
how do you know that? Andrew's done it everywhere he's been.
Because
no, forget Spurs. Andrew's done it everywhere he's been. He's made his teams.
No, he has. Yeah, he's done it in fucking Japan, and I don't know where. This is the Premier League.
He fucking did it at the Emirates.
Okay, your manager has done it nowhere. Your manager hasn't done it anywhere. Your manager's done it anywhere.
Okay, yeah. Our manager won an FA Cup and was coached under probably the greatest ever. So okay.
Cool.
Angela under Prisca.
He was an intern. Cool. Great.
What are you talking about?
So was Ferenc Puskas a great coach? Because I don't remember him being a great coach.
I'll let you into a secret. Let me into a secret. Stefan, I've got my coach's hat on. I'm going to let you into a secret. If a coach can develop a team and he gets the kind of backing, not mega money, but the backing where he's given time and patience to bring in his players and to build the team, any coach of quality can make a team hard to play against that will potentially win trophies. They might lose 1 or 2, 3 games, 4 games during the season because someone just gets lucky or finds them out. But if they keep playing that way and they're difficult to play against, as you said, that essentially nullifies the amount of wins compared to losses because a couple of teams have found you out. And Pep's done that over time. Klopp did that over time. Wenger did that over time.
No, Wenger didn't. You're picking the wrong
managers do that, Stefan.
Wenger
didn't. That's
why
they're good managers.
No, he didn't. Wenger.
That's why they're good managers.
The main reason.
That's why they're good managers.
He didn't. The main reason why
Fergie did it at Aberdeen and Man United. Pep's done it every club. Klopp's done it every club, and Andrew's done it every club. That's why they're good managers, dude.
Wait. You're picking managers. So for me, the only 2 coaches that always buy players, that know when to let go of players and when to buy new players to add dimensions.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. It's about building a team over time that's hard to play against.
Well, yes, but I want to build a team that's not only hard to play against, but also to win trophies consistently.
Yeah, but that comes if you keep going. If you keep
not
going,
necessarily still because Wenger, if you use Wenger or Klopp even now,
Wenger won everything but a European trophy, but he won everything else.
But Wenger in the last 5 to 6 years of his tenure at Arsenal refused to adapt, refused to change his methods.
Stefan, he'd already won what he needed for you guys, dude. He'd already won what he needed for you guys. He done the double.
I love Wenger.
He did an invincible season. He won league titles, FA Cups.
But that was
Spurs, they're a hero.
But compare that.
I think Wenger was shrewd enough to realise that he'd go for all those FA Cups and get the wins because he knew the investment wouldn't be there to invest in the Arsenal squad to win a league. I think he was clever. I think it was clever to go for the FA Cups. He was sticking trophies on the board and he was getting top 4. What did he get? Top 4 for about 2015 seasons or something like that?
Guys, give me 10 seconds what I wanted to say. For me, there are 2 coaches that every single season not only rebuild a team, but are able to add certain aspects and know how to manage a team correctly. I don't even think Klopp is part of that because Klopp has down seasons. There are only 2 coaches that I have seen in 30 years, and that is Sir Alex Ferguson, where he consistently let go of players at the right time. Wenger never did that. Wenger kept players for too long that were too injury prone. He kept them for far too long. He was too loyal, Wenger, and didn't know when to be ruthless. And the other one is Pep Guardiola. Those are the only 2 coaches that every single
that's
year.
That's not what I'm asking, though, dude. That's what I'm asking. Your question, you made a comment. You're changing subject. You made a comment that in 2-3 months' time, we're going to get found out. Yeah. And I counter that by saying, no. If a team is hard to play against and the manager continually builds that, then teams don't find you out. As we've seen over time, the best managers, it's fucking hard to play against their teams, dude, because they are installing away.
But still, all it takes, still, is one game where one team beats you playing a certain way. Every single other team, it's like
Spurs beat Man City. Why has no one copied it?
I was about to say that we beat Man City every season, but yet no one copied it.
Wait, they have copied. Wait, still, that's a poor argument. They have copied it.
No, it's not poor because Man City went on to win the league and trebles and trophies, so they haven't stopped them.
They have copied. That doesn't.
We've given the world the blueprint. Spurs have given the world the blueprint. Copy it.
That's such a that's like if you go train 30 hours, are you going? If you go train 10,000 hours, are you going to become a professional footballer of the level of if
what
someone?
the fuck has
say
that got to do with the argument? What's that got to
It's
do with
the
the
same
argument?
thing. It's the same thing
No, it's
because
not.
okay, let me
You're
answer.
saying if we lose a game, everyone's going to copy it, then we're fucked.
No,
Man City lost
I'm
the
telling
game, they're
you
not
right
fucked.
now. I'm telling the reason why you beat Man City is because your plan worked, but you also had the best players to implement it in Kane and Son, who are lethal finishers.
The best players. We had Eric Dyer at the back with Ben Davies. Are you on crack?
I'm not talking about Eric Dyer. I'm talking about the finishers.
He played in that team that had to stop Aero. He had to stop.
Man City.
We had to stop De Bruyne.
Chicken Royale at the right, putting in slide tackles.
Stefan, mate. Love you on this chat. Love your comments and all that. But Man City haven't even scored. They haven't even scored a goal at the new stadium yet. We keep beating them. If we beat them again, we get to keep them. You know what I mean? I mean, like, they haven't scored a goal against us.
No, if maybe, hey, how about this, guys? If you beat them again this year, maybe they can loan you a trophy or two, so you can feel like you've won something.
That's not even an argument, is it? That's not an argument at all.
I think Klopp did it at Liverpool. There was a 4 or 5 year period at Liverpool.
He's had down years.
Klopp, Stefan, Jurgen Klopp won Liverpool their first title in 30 years.
I'm not
the Champions League. The FA Cup. No, but that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying he's not elite. I'm
not arguing about elitism. My argument is people knew how to stop Liverpool because Liverpool lost games. So the blueprint was there. But Liverpool was so hard to beat and play against. They went on to win trophies because he kept pushing and pushing. So your argument of if you lose a game, there's the blueprint, you're finished, is bollocks.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No, okay. What I am saying, again, if you actually listen and don't interrupt me.
I do listen. I do.
There again, okay. Is the moment that a team has a successful tactic, a number of teams will look at that and say, okay, let's say, for example, I can
go in circles.
I'll tell you one. If you man Mark Madison during the game, if you kick the shit out of him during the game and completely take him out of the game, and if that works for one game, another team will copy it. Just like with Arsenal. What did teams do at the end of the year last year that they saw worked? Super low block, counter attack, or diagonal balls across towards Ben White because he's not that good in the air. Teams started to see that, and you could see that they would copy what.
I disagree. I think injuries fucked you, and Arteta's failure to buy a proper number 9 fucked you.
No, I'll give you the. You know what?
Not having a number 9 and Saliba getting injured fucked you, in my opinion.
Yes, in a way, but I'll give you one great example. One great example of someone who went against his philosophy and adapted to those tactics. Pep Guardiola, when they came to the Emirates, they had 35% possession, and all they did was play diagonal balls in between the channel of Ben White and Saliba towards Haaland, and it worked. They beat us 3-1, and it worked perfectly. So why? Because Pep Guardiola saw in previous games, like against Brentford and other teams that did the same thing, and it worked. They saw that Arsenal were weak in the air. This is what I mean. I'm not saying.
So let's go round circle again. Let's go full circle again. So when we beat Man City every year,
not intelligent enough to understand me, Stel.
It's my lack of intelligence. It's my lack of intelligence. It's my lack of intelligence that we beat Man City every year, and none of you motherfuckers can copy it and use the blueprint to beat them.
Yes, because we don't have Kane and Son, who are almost by stats are the best finishers in the Premier League.
Stefan, please, 1 minute. Man City can't score against us at our ground. What's that got to do with Kane and Son? That's our defense. We've got Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, Sessegnon, and Chicken Royale there. What are you on about? They can't score against us, dude.
Stel, you know this as a coach. You know this as a coach. Playing a low block with players like Eric Dyer.
We gave them a penalty in a Champions League, and
it can work.
We gave them a penalty and they missed it.
Okay, I mean, okay, or maybe Stel, you know this. Maybe you just have a psychological edge. Spurs when they play Man City.
Oh,
exactly.
Oh, so it's not about a blueprint. There's something in the mind that's at play now.
That's of course that's also
is that not being hard to beat part of that psychology?
No, okay. Mari, I'm gonna go to Mari here.
Why are you going to Mari now?
I'm gonna go to. I just want to ask him. He is.
Leave the poor guy alone. All right.
Wait. He is a New York Giants fan. Mari,
I've got nothing else to say. I've said it all too much.
Because they had a really good season last year where they played a totally different system. This year, teams are finding them out. Why? Because they've seen tape, they've seen how they actually play, and they've adapted to it. That this is my point. And now Arsenal are suffering.
We beat Man City because we've got Kane's son. Yeah, it's fucking Loriente scoring the goal that sends us through in the Champions League. Loriente, yeah.
No. Let's be honest. In the Champions League, it wasn't
Loriente.
It wasn't Loriente that won you the game. It was VAR. It was VAR that won you the game. So let's be honest.
Well, then everyone needs to coach how to use VAR because it must be VAR. It's all about
VAR. No, are you serious? Are you serious?
It was VAR that got you a point to play. Otherwise, you'd have lost.
Huh? What? Okay.
Dude, I just think if you're a hard team to beat and you keep pushing, you might lose a couple of games, but you know what? You'll win the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The best coaches innovate every single year because they know teams will find them out every single.
What about Real Madrid? What have they innovated? What has Real Madrid done? They literally go into every UCL with the same mentality. No one's going to beat us and we're going to win, and it's worked. They were down how many goals against Chelsea? And they score like 3 or 4 goals at home to advance. That's not any type of. There's nothing else other than the talent.
You're right. Ancelotti hasn't evolved.
Chelsea were going to beat Real Madrid, and Real Madrid still somehow won that game. That's because they saw we're playing at home. We're not going to lose to Chelsea. We don't care about Chelsea, how many Champions Leagues they won, how good they are in the Premier League. We don't care. We're Real Madrid. And this is Champions League night.
Well,
so
Spurs.
We're going to win. And guess what happened? Everybody had their jaw wide open. They couldn't explain it. They had no explanations how Real Madrid won that game. They go on, win the Champions League. There's no tactics. There's a blueprint to how – they weren't looking at Celta Vigo. Chelsea wasn't looking at Real Espanyol or Villarreal that may have nicked the win out of Real Madrid that season. Chelsea played their own game and was winning. But there's only so much you can do. When you're playing against that big of a team.
Quality, Della Spurs sometimes shines through. You might be able to have a game plan for Michael Jordan, but he will beat you a lot sometimes. Even if you have the
so it's not about a blueprint to win. Then it's now about quality.
No, it's just you guys.
What do you mean? No, you just said it's about quality.
No, you guys are using examples of teams. I'm
going off of what you're saying. You said it's about quality.
No, I am saying that Spurs don't have the quality of Man City or of Real Madrid, where players like Kevin De Bruyne or Haaland can bail them out when they're struggling.
We know that.
Madrid beat those teams though.
So what did you say?
Real Madrid has beaten the Man Cities and stuff, but no matter how much quality they had, they still come in home and away and beat them. How did they do that? How do you do that? They're not looking at Spurs. They're not saying, let's look at Spurs and how they sit 11 players and win 1-0, whatever.
I wasn't talking about Spurs.
And they put their dick on the table and they win. That's how they do it. That's why we're in awe of how they do it every season. Because literally their tactics are, we are Real Madrid and we have Carlo Ancelotti. That's their blueprint.
Okay.
Every season.
I agree.
We're going to finish this season.
I blame Murray for everything.
Second. I think we're going to.
I want to say something because I want to get the last points before I end the stream because I do have to end the stream.
Murray, do you think you run this show or something? Yeah.
Me and TJ. I will say this to answer Arsenal Gutterman. The show is every Thursday, North London's hours, right? Join, get with TJ or I'll find you if you have a Twitter handle, and so I can message you because we do have 5 or 6 Arsenal people that come on Thursday to go against us, the Tottenham people, and you can jump on if you're comfortable streaming. We will always invite someone new. You and Stefan are like this. That's your biggest fan right there. Arsenal
Really?
captain.
I
Yeah.
don't
Oh
read.
yeah. He's been
I
saying
don't read
in
the.
the
I don't
chat.
read the chat, so I don't know. Yeah.
Oh man, this guy
Stefan,
has.
respect for holding your ground, man. Respect for
Yeah,
holding your ground, defending your team. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a YouTube channel. And like people take this shit too personally. Like I really don't like it's all debate. This isn't like it's fun. It's fun for me. And right now, I mean, I'm gonna take it. Like I got roasted in 2 or 3 weeks. You never know. Spurs might lose. I'm gonna roast you guys. That's the way of life in football, you know. So
I mean, Liverpool. We play Liverpool, so it's going to be interesting. So
I think you'll be. I don't know about that game. Liverpool.
it's going to be wide open. But I just want to say this: we showed some fight. That was the number one thing that made me so proud of the boys and stuff like that. I know it's hard for you to understand, but like I said, this is really like a new process for us to grow. We are Edge's team. We are in the process, right? You guys are year 4 your process. We're at the beginning of the process. All week we heard blah, 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 5-1, 4-1. Not every Arsenal fan, but most of them will say we're going to get battered and whatsoever. And what made me so happy is I am so proud. Big up Mexico City. I'm going there in a week. Yeah, I felt so proud of the boys, and I saw growth. Perfect example. VDV today remind me of a young Jan Vertonghen. Today he was literally one of our best players behind Son and Matt. Like BDV was really, really good today. Even Arsenal people said, man, BDV new to the league coming in. Like I could take those things, right? Saka, I mean Saka against Ujoji. That was a good battle, right? Back and forth. This is good. This is growth for our team. So I'm excited to something to hope for. Yes, I understand our success will eventually lie with Levy and the board in adding into what the philosophy Edge wants to do. But right now, even outsiders, fans who are not Spurs fans are saying, you know what? Even Arsenal fans, Turkish said this. What Edge is doing is bringing to Spurs is a different way of football. They're playing a different spirit. And for me, I have to enjoy that, and especially because we haven't won at the Emirates. To get a draw where everybody's saying we're going to get battered is really, for me, I'm content. And now I am hopeful to see how we continue to grow. And that's all I say. That's what most Spurs fans are saying. Now, are there those who are delusional that say we're going to win the league? Everybody that mama know Man City's going to win the league. But top 4, I'm still like, let's see, because we're thin, right? If Master's gone for 2 or 3 months, if the rumors are true, we're in trouble. But I am really proud. I said this. You can clip me. I said this in the beginning. Even Stella will tell you. Even if we finish 8th and I saw progress, that's progress. That's a good season for us. And
we're
now
getting Champions League, Maury.
We're a little bit ahead of schedule, and I love this.
If you finish 8th, that's progress?
No.
No, I have philosophy and then DNA. I said this in the beginning. I said if we finish 7th or 8th, but we found an identity, that's progress. Because we have not had an identity the previous seasons. We've had that identity. And that's why I am happy about today's win, because I saw an identity, what type of team that we're going to be. We're going to be a team that's not going to be afraid to attack, even if it's on the road, hostile territory at the Emirates. We're going to be a team that fights. We're going to be a team that attacks, plays football, and that's what I'm looking for. And we're still in the process of finding that identity. But so far, I like it. I like it, and I like what Edge is doing. Hopefully, our board in the future. The track record is not good. We will see. But I can only speak of today, and today I like where Edge is taking the team. I can only speak of today. I'm proud of the boys. They fought in hostile territory. 7 new players played today in those confines. People curse at them, yell at them. They showed some fight, and that's why I'm so proud to wear this badge today because they fought. They fought for that draw. You know, dominated in periods of the game. I'm proud of them.
Yeah, I mean, to back you up, Mari, I mean, like, our squad is it's lacking in depth, but if we can have our best players against what we would consider the hardest teams to beat, your Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Man City, blah, 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 then if we get a bit threadbare at times, we hope that we don't need what we consider our best 11 to beat sort of lesser teams in the league. Though no game is easy, obviously. No game is easy. But and hope we can claw our way through to the January transfer window because we definitely need strengthening. And if we do get Europe, which I expect we will get, we're going to have to strengthen because the following season, I mean, I don't even look that far ahead, but the following season, you know, you need a bigger squad to play in Europe because there's no point, you know, qualifying for the Champions League if you don't believe you can go deep in the competition or even win it without being delusional. So you need a good squad. You need a good squad. We haven't got a squad in depth. We're very lacking. We need cover for Udoji. We haven't got quality left centre back. I know Davies does a decent job, right? We haven't got another left-footed centre back either. You know, you could say right-footed. I like Ashley Phillips, but you could say we haven't got backup for him either, right? And that's just 3 positions. I mean, like, that's without looking like to think, look, we've got, I think it's 14 games now, it might be 15 or 14 games to the transfer window. So even if, say, Gill's fit by then, and if he gets a chance, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really seen it. I mean, I like what I've seen him skill-wise, but I don't know if he's going to be staying or going, or if suddenly he comes on it, given the game and hits the ground running. Mm-hmm. Will even Sessegnon come back and perhaps with all his bad luck with injuries do something? We've all written him off, but you never know. Ange might get a tune out of those 2. I mean, we're talking about 14, 15 games to January. And even Lo Celso as well, right? I mean, like, he's injured. Lo Celso and Gill are supposed to be, so I've been told, they'll be fit in 3 weeks, right? I hope that's match fit. You know, I don't know how many games we've got in the next 3 weeks without looking at the schedule. But so I don't know. If one of those 3 clicked, it would be a bonus for us. I mean, and Ange decided, yeah, I want to keep them, but I think Lo Celso would definitely go because he fancies Real Betis back to his old club and all that. I think he'll go. Gil and all, I think he might go as well, actually, because I think he might fancy going back to Spain. But we'll see. If the players, the word is out through Alistair Gold, through the old training ground and everybody else is loving it. There's just a complete buzz there. And when you get that buzz, and still will know having worked with players when teams are going well, and you've got that sort of buzz going, right? Everyone's happy, wants to be part of the team, wants to do well. They want to fight for each other, blah, blah, blah. And then you hope that they grow in love with the club. And if you want to keep them, they don't ever want to leave. And you think, like, great. And you think that's great. That's what you want. But we'll see. We'll see.
But Adrian,
long way to go. Long way to go.
Let's go Stelios and then Stefan, and then we got to end. Last start.
Go, Stel.
Last start, Stel.
Short and sweet. I said all week we'll get 2-2, a draw. I said we'll get something at the Emirates. I said I believe that they could do it based on what was going on around us and what Arsenal were doing. We went there. We gave it a go. We gave it our best shot, and we got something out of the game deservedly. What do I think going forward will happen? I think Spurs' season depends purely on injuries. If we can keep as many of our starting 11 fit, I honestly think we'll be in a top 4 race. And I've said that to a few of my friends a few weeks ago. We can be in a top 4 race. We might need a couple of reinforcements in January. Let's wait and see. Arsenal, I'll let Arsenal fans talk about their club. They know their club better than me. But for me, today, the most important thing was turn up Tottenham, give them a game, don't choke, don't bottle it. And if we get something out of the game, great. If not, we gave it everything. And you know what? We gave everything. We got something out of the game. I'm a happy bunny. And week by week, we go week by week. So, yeah, can't Tottenham.
Any last words, Stefan?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say my honest prediction at the end of the season, in a negative wise, was that if Arsenal maybe failed to achieve their objectives this year, which was to win the league or to win a cup or something like this, let's say, I thought the biggest reason will be a lack of a true number 9, and I think Josh Kroenke being at the stadium today will have watched that game. And I think Arteta is ruthless and he's trying to improve his team in any way, shape, or form, just like the way he recruited David Raya, stuff like that. So I think if January hits and we're doing well, but maybe we need some jet fuel, if you can say it, and Ivan Toney is on the market for 50 to 60 million, I think Arsenal, he's a big Arsenal fan. I think Arsenal will move for Ivan Toney in January. I think the Kroenkes will facilitate that move, and I'll be all for it, because I really think today, if we had a clinical striker, I think Stel would not be so disgustingly gleeful at his 2-2 prediction. I think it would have been a very different game. And I just think that, I just think no matter what happens, I think we're in good hands. The final thing is, Arsenal aren't planning for the short term; they're planning for the long term always. That's what Josh Kroenke said, and they know that Jurgen Klopp is probably going to leave in the next year or so. So is Pep, and Arsenal players are going to peak then. So if we don't win this year, we'll be relevant next year and the year after. So I really think the Kroenkes are going to invest again, and we'll get it right eventually. But one thing is for sure, Arteta will stay, because if you look at all of their other franchises, they have kept all their coaches, no matter what, until they win. If you look at the Avalanche in hockey, if you look at the Denver Nuggets, all those coaches stayed at least 5 to 6 years, where they had really good teams and maybe fell short in a couple of seasons. And some fans question why the coach would stay, but they kept him until they won a ring. So for me, Arteta leaving or anything like this, whatever Arsenal fans are saying. And just last thing, Mari, don't listen to what Turkish says, because Turkish 3-4 years ago, when Spurs had Mourinho as their coach, Turkish came out and said, Arsenal need Mourinho as their coach. 5 years ago, when Chelsea had Sarri as their coach, he said if Arsenal were a serious club, they would have hired Sarri. So don't listen to that bullshitter, because that's all he does. He reacts on the basis of results. So yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. This was really fun. Maybe not so much for me, because I got completely roasted today. So yeah, but that's the point. But that's the point of of banter and stuff. So I'm gonna take it. But don't get me wrong. When it's your turn, I'm gonna give it to you guys.
Fair enough, Stefan. And all I'd add is the fact that the problem with the January transfer window for Spurs, Arsenal, anybody else, City have got their team, right? And no club. If Brentford are suffering from relegation problems, they're not doing too well. They got spanked today.
They're going to sell them.
Right? They're not going to sell them. And if you're going to go and buy them, you're going to have to pay top dollar for them. And you get a month, whereas in summer, you got 3 months in the transfer window. And obviously, like, clubs will have scouted these players out and they want to go in from early and all that. But no club's going to get rid of a top quality player mid-season if they're like challenging for trophies. If they think they've got good enough cover, I just don't see it. I mean, I want Spurs to buy in a January transfer window. I want a quality left-footed left back to cover for Udogie, and I want a quality left-footed centre back, and they're as rare as rocking all shit, right? I mean, and I'd want one of them. But like, we will try. I mean, you need to get to a club. The club's got an abundance of players in one position. That you think like you can go and get one from. Other than that, I don't see it happening, and I worry about our squad depth. That's my only concern for this season. We're going to make Europe, And the difference between making Champions League for Spurs or the Europa League, not that stupid Conference League, will be on whether, like Stella summed it up, whether we can stay injury free or get in a couple of quality players, defenders more than enough. We're all right in midfield. We've got plenty in midfield if they stay fit, and we got enough options up front if they all stay fit,
Well, thank you guys.
So tomorrow we have the Monday night.
Can I just clarify? I wasn't gleeful that we drew 2-2 today. I'm gleeful that every Arsenal fan was wrong about what they were saying to us about our team. That's all.
Hey, Stel, spite is the sign of the weak, Stel. I'm just gonna tell you that.
Then don't be spiteful when you get it wrong.
I'm not spiteful. I'm just angry. That's it. I'm not spiteful.
Tomorrow at 8:30, it's the Monday night show. A little bit more calm, a little bit more breakdown of the game. It will be me, Stel, Iggy, Lee, Maz.
Can I tell you the name of tomorrow night's show? Because I just did the show whilst we were talking. It's called Big Ange School's Little Arteta.
And Murray, I appreciate I like coming on your podcast. I mean, I really enjoy it. It's been good. I know Stefan's had to take it because, they wanted to win and all that. But
it swings around.
Shout out to you, Stefan. Shout out to you as well, mate.
It swings.
You stood your ground and you fought hard. I'll give you that. I mean, you're brave. You're brave to come on amongst us. But, we are a mature and sensible group. We're not like dickheads, you know what I mean? We're not like every club's got its lunatic fringe, but like I seem to avoid them on podcasts. Don't see them too much. You might get a few of them in the chat, the odd trolls and shit like that. But no, fair play, mate, for you turning up, mate. I tell you, fair play.
Can I tell you, there was one thing today that I hated though. There's one thing I didn't enjoy today. When we left the stadium and we had to walk with all the Arsenal fans down the Holloway Road bit into the station where it becomes a bottleneck. That was not nice. That was not a nice experience. I'll tell you now. I don't want to be doing that often.
But is it scary because you could get into a fight or something, or it's just
that's it. You'll get the atmosphere of hate.
You can't say anything. You can't say anything.
No one says anything in those situations.
You have to keep your mouth shut because even if you talk about football, for example, let's say like the guy I was with, Ozzy, he said to me, mate, do you think, if he said to me, for example, do you think Kulu had a good game? Because you're so packed with everyone, they'll hear us talking, they'll know we're Spurs. And it's just going to kick off, and it's 10,000 of them.
You don't want to be surrounded by Spurs or Arsenal when you're walking away from the ground. That's the thing.
Aren't you guys in your Spurs shirts?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
I wear it underneath my jumper. Like today, when I walked out the ground, I was giving you all shit. Outside, I was giving so much shit. But when you get to the bottleneck and it gets congested, it's different. And I didn't.
Of course it is, though, because they can.
No, I get it. I've been to Stamford Bridge. Stamford Bridge is worse, by the way.
Oh, of course.
Going to Chelsea's the worst of the lot.
They're the worst.
Listen, your fans are rivals, right? But there's a bit of humanity in your fan base. Chelsea are fucking horrid, mate. They're not normal human beings. Nah, they're not normal human beings, mate. They're
racist. They're always been famous for this. For being race like just scummy, right?
From Chelsea headhunters in Combat 18. Yeah.
Chelsea is just but like I said, Monday night, the Monday night show, 8:30 UK time, always 8:30. All seven of us will be on the show tomorrow to break down the game. I don't know if Will is going to do his show late Monday night or do it Tuesday, but I know he'll do a show. And then on Wednesday, we'll do a preview show for the Liverpool match. That's another big match. There's a lot to be talked about because their defense, but then their offense is clinical. I think it's one of the best behind Man City in the league.
This is gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah, that's very high scoring game at home. It was at Anfield.
Unless Maddison is not injured.
Yeah,
and if he's injured, then it's a different thing.
Yeah,
Then I
And
have
then
to go
on
beat them.
Thursday, we have North London's ours. Stefan will be there to preview their match. I forget who they play on
Bournemouth
Bournemouth.
away.
That's a tricky game for you guys.
We always beat them. I'm not like we always do.
They've been competitive this year.
They've been
But
okay, but we just always beat Bournemouth. They rarely give us problems, to be honest.
And then we got Friday Night Live, and then the stream. So please hit a like, subscribe, guys, and as always, come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs! Yeah! Woo! Come on, you Spurs!
Come on,
Drawing. You guys are